It's the Orioles on Maston, and it's a Sunday at the ballpark as the Orioles in Toronto are going to wrap up this four-game set. For the O's, a win to make this a 2-2 series. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. Welcome. Great to have you with us on this Sunday. This Toronto team came in last place, of course, in the division. They have struggled, but they still have the bats, and they have shown that in this series. Let's go back, take a look at the first three games, the important offensive parts of it. Well, in Game 1 was all about Kendrys Morales. He would hit 3 home runs, and he'd have a career-high 7 RBI ball game. That led the Blue Jays, who needed the runs. They won it by a score of 11-8. In Game 2, 13 innings. Finally, on the base hit by Jonathan Scope, Manny Machado would score from first, and the Orioles came away with a 1-0 win. A tremendous ball game with great pitching. And then yesterday, back came the bats of Toronto. Donaldson, the home run, that came in the 7th inning. 3-run shot, that all but put the ball game away as they came away with a 7-2 win. Jim Palmer, the team may be in last place, but the Blue Jays are not easy to play against.
Well, you know, you touched on it the first night back on Thursday. I mean, what are they playing for? They're playing for the spoiler role, and they've been able to do that. You know, they outscored the Orioles. The Orioles had won 7 in a row. In those games, they had scored over 7 runs a game. Well, the Orioles scored 8 runs, but they gave up 11. Then you go 13 innings, and then the 13-inning game, you win it. On the Scope double, Manny Machado scores from first base, but you had to go through your bullpen. So last night, you know, late in the ball game, Miley pitches well. He's only down 2-0. You go to rookie Rich Rodriguez, then Alec Asher. Rodriguez throws a 3-run home run. Asher throws a 2-run home run, and you end up losing 7-2.
Now for the Orioles, it's about Chris Tillman. They need a good start out of Chris in this ball game.
Well, they do. You know, I mean, it's interesting when you're 1-7 and your ERA is close to 8 runs. You got to really, and I think he's thankful that he's getting a chance to pitch. Everybody knows that have seen him. He's always been a big game pitcher. This year, injuries early, mechanics bad. Not a very good record against Toronto. Lifetime 5-10 with an ERA close to 5 runs a game. But again, it's gotten a little bit better. I don't think we've really seen the final result yet, but hopefully that'll be the case. Velocity's gone up. Today he's got to command his pitches, and he's got to have some good fortune in the first inning. He's given up 19 runs in his first inning with 7 home runs.
And the Orioles will get to see another left-hander. Brett Anderson will be on the mound against them. And here we go. It's Sunday, and it's a day game. Orioles, Blue Jays. When we come back, we'll check the lineups for you. is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Well, the Orioles, an interesting series against Toronto. They've, on the year at least, have got the wins up there as they are 10-5 against them, but it's not been easy. Runs per game, enough of a difference to matter for the Orioles. Batting average, really not that different. The home runs, the Jays have closed in on the Orioles in that department here in the series here in Baltimore. Starter ERA, that's been a difference as the Orioles have really done a number on the starters to get them out of the ball games, forcing use of the bullpen, and that's forced the bullpen numbers up against the Orioles. Remember, besides the game today, the Orioles still have to go to Toronto and play 3 more up there. First, though, the Orioles will try and even up this series. What a beautiful afternoon. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? It is 74 degrees. Few high clouds around, very little breeze, humidity way down. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. A little different for Toronto. Getting some of the younger players in. Hernandez, who just came up during this series. Donaldson and Smoke. Bautista, Morales, Montero back. Pilar, Goins, and Urena made his major league debut in this series. Kevin Pillar's on an 8-game hit streak, the hot bat in the lineup.
And for Chris Tillman, the slider that got him in trouble, 3-run home run in his last game, but an important part of his repertoire. He's moved over into the middle of the rubber to get a little bit angle. He's had 10 walks in his last 2 starts. The stuff has been better. The command, not the case. And then you look over the last. You got 10 walks, 2 home runs, one of them a 3-run home run, and then so just trying to make adjustments. And again, if you look at the numbers, he's had one of those years, hurt early, and didn't really start pitching till May. Got his only win back in May in his first game against the White Sox. So again, you got to ignore that and hope he gets back to what the Oriole fans and the Orioles themselves are used to. A guy that throws a lot of strikes, gets ahead of the hitters. That's got him in trouble, and again, he controls the running game as well as any right-hander in baseball.
Last year 16-6, and this year 1-7. ERA went from the 3.77 last year to 7.91 this year. Just an inexplicable turnaround that it could have gone that far south on Chris all in one season. Though he will try and get some of that back against Toronto. The Orioles come in now 2.5 games out of the second wild card spot. The loss yesterday cost them a game in the standings. Still just 2 teams ahead of them for the second wild card spot, including the Twins, who hold it right now. Here is Hernandez leading it off, starting in left field. He will take the first pitch, and it is in there for a strike. Hernandez, they are really banking on here in the final month to really put on a show for them. They like what they have seen from him. They hope that maybe he's going to get some more playing time with this club. Came up from Buffalo, fouled away the other way. He played with Houston, 42 career games, but only one game at the major league level this season. DeMarlo Hale, acting manager. John Gibbons has been away yesterday and today on personal matters. So DeMarlo Hale running the ball club. Pete Walker taking care of the pitching staff. And Tillman's fastball up high, 1-2.
Yeah, we saw Hernandez. He doubled to right center field, made a game-saving play. And what about the 11th inning of the 13-inning Orioles win on Friday night, 1-0. What did that game go? 4 hours and 27 minutes?
Great defense in that. Tillman got him to reach on that one to second base. Jonathan Scope will make the throw, and Hernandez is retired.
Take a look at the defense, and it's a good one. A little bit different because of injuries, but Mancini, Jones, and Rickard. Machado, Beckham, Scope, Davis around the infield. Wellington Steele, who had a great month of August behind the plate, here in September, hitting home runs, and one of the better throwing catchers in baseball. Even though Tillman, as we mentioned, they don't run on him very much if they do get on.
That'll bring up Josh Donaldson. Donaldson, 4 for 12, a homer, 3 RBIs, and 4 runs in this series. Pretty big offensive 3-game set against the Orioles. .257 lifetime hitter off Chris Tillman with 1 home run. As you would expect, these division games, Tillman's been involved in a lot of them against Toronto, so a lot of at bats are the guys in the lineup against him. Chris coming in with the 5-10 record lifetime. 5.4 ERA against Toronto. Big swing and a miss and a good off-speed delivery. Chris got a start against Toronto on May 19. He gave up 3 runs on 5 hits in 6 innings. First quality start of the year. It was game number 3 against Toronto because, of course, with the injuries, Chris did not make a start until May 7 this season. 0-2 pitch on the way, and again.
Yeah, nice curveball. Donaldson doesn't know to go back. He said, well, if you think I fouled it off, I'll take another.
Nope.
Another opportunity.
Hung on to Castillo.
So again, a couple of outs on the breaking ball. Good slider to get Hernandez out. Curveball to finish Donaldson off. And he swings right through it.
So a strikeout and 2 down in the first inning. Can Tillman get out of here? 1, 2, 3. 19 first inning runs this year.
With 7 home runs. Yeah, playing a big part of it.
Justin Smoke missed 3 games, back in action yesterday. Smoke will take the pitch away. Switch hitter who has gone 4 for 18 in his career against Chris Tillman.
Of course, this is a new Justin Smoke. Most home runs he'd ever hit till this year was 20. He's having a great year.
Pounding out 36, and 29 of those 36 home runs have come from this side of the plate. Average much better the other way, about 90 points higher batting average batting right, but 29 home runs this way and 7 the other. 2-0 count, 2 down, nobody on. Shift on against Smoke. Pitch will be taken away for a ball. Bautista on deck.
And I think another thing, when you really struggle, Chris is certainly after that win in his first start, and then really hasn't won since the 7th of May, is you don't trust your fastball. So it's always a changeup or something else in a fastball count.
3-0 delivery on the way. Smoke will take it, and on 4 pitches he is on with a 2-out walk.
Yeah, so take a look, and again, you compare last year, as you mentioned, Gary, 16 wins. So the change up, actually you're hitting less, but the curveball way up this year. Fastball, that's his bread and butter because that's what you kind of pitch off of. And look at the slider. So all the numbers other than the changeup, and he's really had to kind of go back to that because of the lack of fastball command early on. It was lack of velocity.
So with 2 away, here's Bautista. A couple of hits, 9 at bats in the series. Bautista will put that one up in the air. Castillo with room makes the nice catch. That'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Orioles lineup coming up. Cap Day sponsored by DAP here at the ballpark. Take a look at the Orioles lineup. Brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Beckham, Machado, and Scope. Jones, Mancini, and Davis. Trumbo, Castillo, Joey Rickert the start. Trey Mancini's had a very good year against Toronto.
And Brett Anderson started with the Cubs this year, had back problems, did not pitch well, so picked up by the Blue Jays. It's going to be his second start. He is a ground ball pitcher, right? One of the highest rates in the major leagues. And again, 4-pitch pitcher. He pitches to contact.
Beckham will go after the first one and miss it.
And take a look at this number. I mean, he has one of the highest lifetime averages lefty to lefty anyway, but all kinds of injuries. He's missed 855 days on the DL since 2010,
which is the last time he faced the Orioles. 2010. That was he was with Oakland, and the Orioles won that game 8-3. He took the loss in the ball game. Hasn't faced the Orioles since then. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Beckham will chop that one foul outside of third. Talking with some of the Toronto folks today, Toronto organization has been after Anderson for the last 3 years. They really like him, and they are hoping he's going to be around for a while if he can stay healthy. Their scouting reports have all said that he is a very solid left-handed starter. It's a matter of, can you get him out on the mound?
Yeah, I mean, we'll read the litany of injuries.
Beckham takes.
Yeah, there's a curveball. So he's got a little bit of a slider, but he's also got the hook. Slider more to the lefties. And again, he's always been able to pitch in, sink it away, take a little bit off. That's why, he originally signed in the second round by the Diamondbacks, got traded to the A's when the Orioles faced him, signed a 4-year deal very early in his career, and then all kinds of pitched for the Dodgers when he was able to pitch. Yeah. And they all looking for the same thing. He throws strikes. He's a ground ball pitcher. Can be very great to play behind because he keeps you on your toe. He pitches the contact.
Very quick worker on the mound. And here is Manny Machado. We'll show you the numbers from the month of August where he excelled. Manny, congratulations to him, the American League Player of the Month. And with those numbers, how can you not be?
Did he earn it? Having a great series here too, and
bunting for a base hit. It's a good bunt. Donaldson can't play it. Had to do it barehanded. He felt or he was not going to get Manny, so Machado lays one down for a single.
Yeah, no way to catch it with your glove transferred. Don't have time to circle. He comes straight in it, so it's either catch it, and you can see him slap his hand and his glove because he didn't. Well, you kind of like to see this. I mean, the Orioles, they scored over 6 runs a game in the month of August. And again, it's, they always talk about passing the baton, Gary, and that's what you do there. You hit 12 home runs in August, but you're willing to get on and take what they give you to get Scope to the plate, who's been red hot.
That's the second bunt hit that Manny has had this season. So the left-hander Anderson will have to work out of the stretch to Jonathan Scope. Jonathan fouls it right straight back. Scope continues. Just an entirely great year. It's one hit streak after another. Comes in with a 6-game hit streak into this one. See the series that he's had with the 5 for 15, and on the year hitting .305 against Toronto pitching. Scope hits it hard. To shot backhanded Goins one. Relay to first, and they get the out. Smoke had to come off the bag in order to get it. Buck Showalter saying, hang on a minute. Not sure he actually had the bag with his foot.
Well, check this out. I mean, the backhand from your knees right to the arena. And then, of course, Scope, a big target. You get a better idea.
Yeah, I think he did.
Might have.
Question was whether he dragged it on the side of the bag as he made the catch right there, and I don't think they'll have enough to overrule it. In fact, they're not even going to challenge it. So the double play, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Quick double play. postseason ticket priority by placing a deposit on a 2018 season plan. You can find out all about it, but you got to make deposits by Monday, September 25, to guarantee postseason ticket access. Go to Orioles.com/postseason for details. Holiday, Labor Day coming up tomorrow. Yankees will be in town. 2 o'clock game for that one.
Yeah, they got the 8 o'clock game tonight. I bet they're real happy about that.
That's why Major League Baseball pushed the game half an hour later. I'm not sure
Nice
that does a lot, but in the air to left field, Morales, that one Mancini's got lined up. He'll put it away.
No, that's what you like, you know. Chili. I mean, that's what Chris Tillman can do. When he throws strikes, he gets easy outs. You know, he's always around the plate. And it's almost like he got behind Smoke, realized he had 36 home runs, walked him, but he wasn't wild in the first.
That'll bring up Montero. Montero back in doing the catching. 2 for 5 and a couple of RBIs for Miguel Montero. Almost all teams, one of the things with the expanded roster that happens, you get that third catcher up here as quickly as you can. Teams want to have that opportunity to be able to use catchers as pinch hitters, swap them out in games, not have to worry about holding that catcher on the bench. Just one of the many reasons Buck Showalter says baseball in September is a whole different season.
That was Luke Maile who caught last night and came in, got part of the 13-inning game.
0-1 delivery on the way. That'll be in the air to left field as well. Again, Mancini going back and finds it. The Ford gets to the warning track, and there are 2 down. So
again, you know, that batting average in balls in play, that's what BABIP stands for. The Major League average is 300, so he's always been below that. That's for his career, 50 points higher. And then, you know, we talked about command, 6 walks, 4 walks in his last game. So again, you know, but it's made an adjustment, moved over on the pitching rubber, gives him a better angle at home plate, and we'll see if that makes a difference.
Castillo goes out to make sure they are on the same page with Pilar coming up with that hot bat. 8-game hit streak for him, and even more important, he's got a 348 lifetime average against Tillman with 3 home runs.
Yeah,
Pilar will take it up high for a ball.
You look at this lineup, and the 2 guys you mentioned, Donaldson had 1 home run. Bautista, who popped up in the first after the walk to Smoke, he has 3 home runs off of Chris Tillman.
1-0 count, 2 down. Pilar, big series. He's gone 6 for 14, a home run, 3 RBIs. Pilar against the Orioles on the season, hitting .345 this year against the Orioles. He's had hits in 13 of the 14 games they have played this year.
Well, inside half hitter, and that's what he's got in this series. That's why he's not looking for that pitch.
Good off-speed delivery. Tillman showing a lot of the off-speed pitches and getting him in for strikes early in the ball game. Pilar with a 2-ball 1-strike count. Toronto 10 games under 500. The Orioles 2 games above coming into this Sunday. 2-1 delivery by Tillman. That'll be wrapped to center. An Adam ball. 3 fly ball outs here in the 2nd inning. Tillman, a good quick first 2 for the Orioles. Infantry division spent time with Zach Britton and Chris Davis. Got some autographs, some caps, a few pictures along the way. As part of the military appreciation program, Orioles and Orioles Reach donate a catered private suite for each Sunday home game to the service men and women. And there they are. The 29th Infantry Division, the blue and gray is what they are known as. Major General Blake Ortner is in charge. They are garrisoned at Fort Belvoir in Virginia. Great to have him at the ballpark. Adam Jones will lead it off here in the second inning. Adam with a 4 for 10, a homer, a couple of RBIs in this series. That one is wrapped to left field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit and not well played by Hernandez. Adam will make the turn and easily go into second base with a double.
Yeah, you know, you're a minor league guy, even though you played a little bit with Houston. And first of all, I mean, this ball is a rocket out there, and it's got topspin on it. You know, a lot of people, and I saw it with some of the guys, Larry Harlow, that came up. You get the, you know, the higher stadiums, and you know, right there, I think he thinks that maybe he could catch it, but he plays at least potentially a single into a double. And the Orioles, after struggling the last couple of games for runs, only 3 runs after getting 8 on Thursday night. We'll take that.
Trey Mancini, RBI chance. Trey is one of the leaders in the American League, hitting .344 in these situations. That is 8th in the league and 3rd on the Orioles, because Jonathan Scope and Adam Jones both have higher averages with runners in scoring position than does Mancini. 0-1 count. Adam, good lead off second base. Mancini in the off-speed delivery will move him up. Left-hander's got to go to first base and does. Jones to third base. Mancini's the first out of the inning. Our Coons.com league leaderboard. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
Well, they the highest runner in scoring position number in Major League Baseball, and this is how they got there. What an August. 2 winning months. The highest other than May. Of course, May they just didn't pitch very well, but 1 for 15 start. And again, I think you got to credit the bullpen for the Jays. Have been very good in this series.
Orioles 6 for 31 in this series in the first 3 games. The shift is on. They will, however, keep the third base side covered and not let Adam Jones walk to the plate here. Pitch on the way with a lefty. Little looping foul ball down the line, and that will be out of play. Chris Davis 2 for 13 with a home run, 2 RBIs in this series. Chris comes in, though, not having had a hit in his last 10 at bats.
Well, this is one that left-handed number. The lefties this year, again, that's this year, hitting 11 for 23. So you need to put the ball in play. They're giving you any ball hit to the right side on the ground's a run. And of course, what is Brett Anderson trying to do? Strike him out.
Chris Davis has had Ks here in this series. Struck out a couple times yesterday, and the pitch down and into him right there, not hittable.
Well, the two-seam fastball, lefty to lefty. If you trust your stuff, it's very hard to get the bat head to. Chris loves the ball out over the plate compared to the inside third.
Delivery up high. As Jim mentioned, Anderson, the highest batting average with left-handers against him among active pitchers right now at .309. Yo. 3-2 delivery on the way. That's a career number, and that's a breaking ball that got him, and Chris just got frozen by that and knew it.
Well, I know he doesn't like the choke and poke, but the choke and poke and the ground ball to the right side would have got a run in, and he just gets frozen by a curveball. And once again, Anderson makes a nice pitch.
So 2 down. Mark Trumbo. Mark's got a 4-game hit streak coming into this one. He's hitting .248 in these situations, better but not by much than his overall average. Straight up defense in the infield, and he wallops one high in the air to left center field. Back is Pilar at the wall and makes the catch. Shy by about 3 feet. Had the height but not the legs. Zip zip. 500 for being selected. 500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play Home Run Rich's Scratch House. Win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Go to mdlottery.com/home run. Pradeep, good luck. Orioles have been hitting the long ball. 31 home runs last 15 games for the Orioles. They are tied for second in homers in the American League. Chris Tillman. Goins will lead it off. Arena, the young second baseman, will follow him, and then Hernandez at the top of the order.
Yeah, we'll ignore the fact that Anderson throws less than 1 per 9 innings for his career.
Yes.
Hopefully that'll change.
Manny Machado in at third base. Pitch will be taken away. With the roster moves Toronto's made, they have added substantial speed to their roster with a number of these players. Arena for one, Hernandez for another. Give them some real good speed. Goins has good speed anyway. 1-0 pitch on the way, and that'll be fouled down the left field side. Goins came in with a hit streak that has been ended as he came in having hit in 10 consecutive ball games. Since that has ended, he's got a little 0 for going right now. He's had 1 for 10 in this series. Big average against Tillman, though, 310 lifetime.
Well, got 5 hits in a game back in 2015, late September here against the Orioles. Always been a utility guy because of the Tulowitzki ankle problem, getting to play more. But the play, I mean, how about the play he made? Scopes smokes that ball and he throws it over his shoulder, backhands it, and they get the double play in the first.
Glove guy who always has a place. 2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and down to first. That is foul. Goins will stay in. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Orioles need, obviously, these wins with a precious few games under 30 left to go now, and the seesawing back and forth with wins and losses will not get it done.
I got to go back.
Yeah. Still got that second spot, game and a half ahead of the Angels, 2.5 ahead of the Orioles.
Yes, who you play and how you play, very important.
2-2 delivery, and that's going to be outside. Yankees coming to town tomorrow for the 3-game set. Bundy, Hellickson, and Gosman will go against Jordan Montgomery, CC Sabathia, and Sonny Gray. Tillman's got a full count. Goins will keep it that way with a foul ball.
Yeah, what Chris was talking about, he said, you know, I worked so much on his windup, and when you really struggle, and he said, then I would get guys on, and I wouldn't be as good from the stretch position. So the obvious answer to that is don't get any guys on.
There you go.
You know. But that's, I always tried to avoid 3-2 counts to lead off guys, because even if you make a good pitch, sometimes the last thing you want to do, get him on.
He got him to go after one upstairs and strike out number 2.
Yeah, Goins gets himself out right there, swinging at that high slider, but it wasn't a fastball. You know, trusted that he could get it close enough, even though it's, I mean, it's kind of like a backup slider. It just spins and he chases it. Second strikeout of the afternoon.
Richard Urena getting the start at second base in the ball game. He is a switch hitter. Major league debut, first at bat, picked up a double. Nice way to start. Manny Machado will play in at third base. Urena will take the pitch outside for a ball. So another one of the young players who has speed. 21 years old. Has played shortstop at the minor league level, but can play second base, and that's what he's doing here in this game, and where the Jays really want to take a look at him. Off speed delivery. Tillman will miss outside, 2-0.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of the speed. He has never really stolen a lot of bases at the minor league level, but he had a double with that 1-0 13-inning Oriole win, and he came flying. He was thinking triple. He has some great foot speed. Hasn't learned how to steal bases to this point.
Tillman with a 2-0 delivery to him. Urena will take that one outside. Pitchers are going to test these call-up players, as Tillman is doing here, trying to get him to chase pitches. Urena not inclined to do so. And the count goes 3-0. Should be a take situation. Hernandez, leadoff batter, is waiting on deck. Here's the 3-0 delivery on the way. He does take, and Not a very hard pitch to take.
Yeah, well, that's been Chris's problems. And we go back, you know, when you start looking at where you stand on the rubber, if you're wild. Now, all 4 of those pitches were to the arm side away from the lefty. So again, where you stand, you can see his toe now in the middle. Now imagine he's over on the third base side. That pitching rubber is 24 inches, home plate 17. And then you throw 3 inches across your body, you're about 7 inches inside to the righty. And that's why some of the problems. But again, when you move over and you're still wild, you got to speed your arm up a little bit.
Oscar Hernandez will take the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Hernandez with a season of minor league ball this year. He hit a combined 265 with 18 home runs in the minors. He had 400 at bats in the minors this year. 66 RBIs. And Hernandez, as we said, only 1 game with Houston at the major league level this year. 0-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be foul back. Big rip on that one.
Well, it was a hanging slider. Let's look at the quality of the pitches early on. They were very good. This inning, got away with a hanging slider, struck out Goins, walked Arena, and then a couple of high breaking balls. So just have to figure out a way to get the ball down in the zone. And this is when it's really important to know in 2 counts. You want to be able to throw a ball that appears to be a strike but ends up a ball. You don't want to be hanging it.
0-2 on Hernandez. Arena off first base, stepped off another half a step lead over there. 0-2, long hole by Tillman, and up high. Thought about going after it, didn't. Almost got away from Castillo, but he hangs on to it. And a 1-ball 2-strike count. Jays are going to be heading off to Boston. They'll continue their division play. They've got 3 games in Boston on this road trip. The Orioles with the Yankees coming in, so division opponents matching up against one another here in the first week of September. 1-ball 2-strike count with 1 away. He'll foul that one back on the first base side. Hernandez battling here, 1-2.
Yeah, talking again to the Jay people, what they like about Hernandez, he can play all the outfield positions. We've seen him in left today, but right the other night making the great catch. But he's also a center fielder. Not that I don't think anybody's going to supplant Pilar the way he plays center field, but if you give him a day off, he can sub for him.
Great to have that versatility. 1-2. Extended at bat here. Delivery on the way to him. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Arena will make the turn, and he will stay as Mancini will field it cleanly. So the Jays get runners on at first and second with 1 down. The push for the postseason continues. The Orioles and Yankees tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Final showdown in this ballpark between these two. Tomorrow, Labor Day. Note the first pitch, 2:05. Fans are going to get the Tim Beckham T-shirt. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Tickets will be open. Gates will be open at noon tomorrow. Here is Donaldson. Donaldson, a strikeout victim, his first time up.
Yeah, 2 best breaking balls back to back struck out, Josh.
No score. Donaldson one off Castillo. Here in this series for Toronto, they overall on the year are last with runners in scoring position at 221. They went 5 for 10 in the opener, then 0 for 13 in the 13-inning ball game, and 3 for 9 in the game yesterday. So they have had 8 hits in this series with runners in scoring position, 32 chances. Runners off first and second base. Scope backs off the bag. And in the air to right field. That's going to chase him back at the wall. Has he done it again? Goodbye. Home run. Josh Donaldson. His second home run of this series. He had a 3-run shot in the 7th inning last night. He gets a 3-run homer in the 3rd inning today.
Well, 2 years ago, I'm not talking about last year, year before, he had 37 last year. I mean, he was the MVP of the American League because of this. And it's not that he hit the home run, because that's what he does. He's a big time player. It's the guys that you allowed on to get to this count. That ball's right down the middle at 92, not in, out, and he just propels it. It's what he did off of Richard Rodriguez. And again, right there, you know it's out of here, and you're just hoping it's going to come down. You can see him go to back up, but that ball sails into the seats.
So Donaldson, his 11th home run lifetime against the Orioles, and 8 of them here. That'll be fouled off hard by Smoke. And for Chris Tillman, the 21st home run that he has surrendered, with 16 of those being hit by right-handers. So a walk, a single, and a homer. Justin Smoke, he drew a walk his first time up. He'll take the pitch up high. Donaldson now with 25 home runs and 64 RBIs on the year. This has been a series in 3 of the 4 games where we've seen Toronto power. 1-1 pitch on the way, and that'll go into the shift. Jonathan Scope over to Chris Davis. Smoke retired, 2 away. Two down with the bases empty. And Donaldson, when healthy, that's what he does.
Well, again, my point, that is what he does, and that's why you look at a lineup, and you look at the lineup today, and Chris Tillman knows this. He just couldn't do it. You don't want to be walking the 9th hitter out of Double-A and Triple-A, and he did that.
Bautista popped out his first time out to the catcher. Strike taken, up and in.
I mean, because we see flashes of 92, 93. I mean, even the ball that Donaldson hit was 92, but it was right down the middle. But we always know there are probably 5, 6, 7 advanced scouts here. Not one of them is watching Chris Tillman and saying there's something wrong with him.
Yep. 0-1 count. Take a look at the shift the Orioles have put on. StatCast powered by AWS. 0-1 count. And a little too long. Bautista will ask for a timeout. 20+ home runs, 8 consecutive years for Bautista. Carlos Delgado, the only other Blue Jay who has done that. Tillman trying to work him inside, prevent Bautista from getting those arms out. Has been a real struggle here this season. He's had only 9 hits in his last 64 at bats.
You have 19 home games without a home run.
1-1 delivery on the way. Slider way up.
And he just could not, for whatever the reason is, get over his front side and bring the ball down around the knees. Even if it doesn't end there, the feeling is you have to get over your front side to backspin the ball, and it's what he was always been able to do.
2-1 delivery. Bautista will take it on the inside corner again for a strike. Bautista's hit only .218 against the Orioles this season. A couple of home runs, though. Does have 5 RBIs against the O's. Orioles leading the season series 10 games to 5. 2-2. Scope moves back to the second base side of the bag. And Bautista will foul it off the other way. So Bautista fighting it. A lot of pitches having to be thrown here after 2 very good innings and efficient ones. Tillman has run into trouble here in the 3rd. 2-2 delivery. Bautista will take it, and that's going to be inside, and another off-speed delivery. 3-2. Full count delivery with 2 down. Bautista hacks at it. The inside strikes having been called. That's one he can't let go by, and didn't. Eighth pitch of the at bat coming up. 3-2 for the second time. And Bautista will make him do it again.
So again, Chris, for 6'5", he wants to throw downhill. And again, because you're across your body, that's why he goes left as much as he does. Just a little bit harder to stay on balance and get the ball down.
3-2, third time, and that ball's in the air to left center field. Adam Jones will get there and make the running catch. But a 3-run homer picked up by Donaldson has put Toronto on the board with that 3-0 lead. Yankees coming in 94 innings this year. They have scored 3 or more runs. That's the most in Major League Baseball, and they are second in the league only to Houston in runs scored this season. Xander Bogaerts is struggling with Boston. He had Friday, Saturday off. Supposed to be in the lineup tonight. There's the slash line since July 8. Not very good. A couple of home runs, 11 RBIs. For Tampa Bay, they're 4 games out of a wild card spot. They're not done yet. And Matt Andriese is back for them. His first start since June 10 after sustaining that stress fracture reaction on his right hip. He is starting today for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, the Yankees will waltz in. I mean, what a huge game tonight. Sale and Severino, the 2 best respective pitchers for the Red Sox and the Yankees.
But, pitch taken for a strike.
Yeah, look at some of the numbers. The Yankees starting staff are going to get Sabathia, but they're 9-5 with an ERA of like 2.88. So they've been pitching well. So the Orioles better get it going offensively.
0-1 delivery on the way. That may be a start of it. Going back in left field at the wall, looking up. Castillo, goodbye home run. Wellington Castillo launching number 17 and his 47th RBI to make it 3-1.
Well, that ties his career high. Home run machine. He's put on a high ball hitting exhibition pretty much every game. And again, remember, Anderson doesn't throw home runs, but I don't care who you are. You pitch in this ballpark in the middle of the plate, belt high. You're going to give up the fly balls, and they're going to go out of here.
So our Maryland lottery contestant Pradeep Kaur, that's worth $500 on the home run, and the pitch will be taken away by Rickard.
Yeah, so they get you 3 runs, and again, to set it down in the zone, it's right around the Orioles, the letters, and he launches it.
Joey Rickard getting the start in right field. 0 for 4 in the at-bats he's had in this series. So the Orioles, Wellington Castillo, since the All-Star break, just a big-time tear. Pitch will be laced into left. That's going to be a base hit. Played in by Hernandez. So the Orioles start the 3rd with a homer and a single. And Anderson touched up by a couple of hard hit balls here to begin this 3rd inning.
Yeah, one sails out of it here, and the other one, the single, was 104 miles per hour. Well, we talk about shutdown innings. You think Pete Walker, the pitching coach with the Jays, didn't have the same thoughts? Hey, go back out there, get your guys back up at the home plate. The Orioles are going to make a statement here.
Breaking ball bunted, bobbled. Everybody's going to be safe. That may be the first double clutch bunt I've ever seen. Well, Tim Beckham gets a base hit.
Well, he hooked him. It was about 78 miles per hour, and he goes out to bunt a fastball. obviously looking for any kind of pitch, but there it is. And then, he should have caught this ball. He did. They gave Santos an error last night, changed it, but if you're going to give a pitcher a hit, it's not an easy play because he's 6'4" and he's going to his right. He's going to have to plant his feet. So again, nice. We saw Manny do it. That's 2 bunt. I assume it's a base hit, or
yes,
maybe not.
It is.
2 bunt base hits already for the Orioles.
So the runners are at first and second. They represent the potential tying runs. And Manny Machado, the potential go-ahead, who had the bunt base hit in the first inning, stands in. Machado with a single, 7 for 14 in the series. And the pitch taken down low for a ball.
Yeah, and Anderson shakes his head. He thought he got the bottom of the strike zone with a changeup.
1-0 count, infield, double play depth. Breaking ball. That will be in there for a strike. Manny hitting .275 off the lefties, .270 off the righties. Coming into the ball game, 7 of his 30 home runs against left-handers. 1-1 delivery on the way, reaching right field. Bautista over, running catch, runner tags. He's going to make the throw into the cutoff man. It will move Rickard over to third base. First and third now with 1 away. And another RBI chance for Jonathan Schoop.
Yeah, again, 25 or younger, 30 home runs before September. Lazinski and Schmidt. Of course, they were not infielders. Mike was, of course, who went to the Hall of Fame with well over 500 home runs. And then Manny going, boy, I thought I hit that ball a little bit better. Does get the runner over, but Anderson, you know what he's going to try to do, try to get a ground ball. He did get it, and Jonathan hit it in a double play, but it was hit really hard, probably over 100 miles per hour, but right at Goins, who made a terrific play.
Jonathan still number 2 in the RBI department behind Nelson Cruz. Nelson with 103, Schoop with 101. Jonathan also in the top 5 in batting, 306 coming in. That is 5th best, and he is tied for 10th in home runs with 30. Jonathan Schoop is the only American League player who shows up in all 3 of the Triple Crown categories. It has been that way much of this season. Long ball, hits. He is 4th in the league in hits, and the home runs, of course, all have been there. First and third, 1 out. A 1 delivery on the way, will be in the air to right. Bautista will come in. He's still got an arm. Tagging up is Rickard. Rickard's going to come. He's going to go back. Started in, forced the throw, but they recognize Bautista's strength in the outfield.
And then Anderson, who gives up the first home run, now all of a sudden makes a good pitch. This is what you're talking about right here. He's and it's hard to tell from that angle, but I just don't believe with Adam Jones coming up that you want to get him thrown out at the plate this early in the game. But Anderson making 2 good play pitches to really get out of trouble, at least to this point.
So 2 down with 1 run in on the homer by Castillo. Runners remain at first and third. Rickard the single at third. Beckham the bunt single at first. And now Adam Jones will try and get it done. Adam a double his first time up. Adam 5th in the league, 352 runners in scoring position, and Adam will come back.
So the attempt, because they give it to him. Well, the one thing about it, I don't know if Donaldson will come in a whole lot, but if you do it 0-0 before you get to 1 strike, he will come in a step or 2.
Adam taking a look down to third to see where Donaldson's going to play. Runner at first base being held by Smoke. 0-1 delivery. Donaldson stayed back. Nice stop made. Montero keeps that ball right there at the plate.
And the other thing, a lot of people, if you're sitting at home, you go, why would you have a guy with 26 home runs bunting? Well, we've been up 525 times and only hit 26 home runs, so that's well over once every 24, 25 times. The bunt, if you get it down, and he's capable of doing it because he does practice it.
Adam third, had a back up. Play's got to be at first. The gun, and a great pick made by Smoke. There's one of those defensive plays that'll end up going unnoticed, but that's a big one. Castillo delivered the home run, number 17, to start the inning. Orioles on the board, down 3-1. To you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer on this Sunday at the ballpark. 3-1 lead. Castillo getting the Orioles on the board with a home run, but they are down by 2, and Morales will lead it off here in the 4th inning against Chris Tillman. Morales flied out to left field, his first time up. Shift on against him, and he will take the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Morales with the 8 RBIs in this series against the Orioles, 7 in one game, of course. So he now leads Toronto on the year, as you might expect. RBIs against the Orioles on the season, 10, and he scored more runs against the Orioles than anyone else in the team. 9 runs scored. He'll take the pitch outside. Tillman looking for the outside corner, and the count will go to 2-1 again with the off-speed delivery. Chris has walked 2 and struck out 2. Brett Anderson on the other side, no walks and 2 strikeouts. Morales takes one that dusts up a little bit, and the count goes to 3-1. Tillman with a 3-1 delivery. Again, a little help maybe from Morales as he went upstairs.
Well, they just see the spinning slider and they figure it's going to be hittable, but both Goins, who swung through it, and that one, they're just a little bit. Bring it down underneath Toronto on the front of their uniform. Those balls usually get hit very hard. They just stay on the same plane, become much more hittable.
3 ball, 2 strike count. A lot of 3-2s already. Got him to sky that one, and try Manny backing up into left field, and he will put it away. So Morales is retired, 1 away here in the 4th inning. Annual fan favorite is returning, the 2018 Orioles Pet Calendar presented by Pet ER. It's on sale at Orioles.com/pet calendar here at the ballpark and at the official team store in New York. Proceeds benefit Barks, the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter. Each year this is a sellout item, so get yours early. Here's Montero. He flied out to left field, his first time up. Tillman retiring the leadoff batter in all 4 innings. Pitch up high. Orioles have added another help in the bullpen. The right-hander Gabriel Inoa came up from AAA. Alec Asher was optioned to AA Bowie. Since teams are still playing in the minors, you can still send them down. Buck Showalter said, why would you send somebody down? You got expanded roster room. You could have kept Asher as well as had Inoa. But he said, we want to keep guys pitching. Asher's somebody we intend to use. So we don't want him sitting up here not working. 2-0 count. Montero will put it in the air to left. Very deep. Mancini, long run to get over. Ball high enough for him to get there, though. Busy left field day for Trey Mancini. Our PNC minor league report. PNC for the Achiever and you.
Well, how about Austin Hayes? Dan Duquette, Vice President of Baseball Operations, saying he's a skilled player. Well, there are the skillful numbers. 31 home runs. He can play the outfield, throws well, runs well. Heck of a year. High A, then double. Of course, Bowie's going to the postseason in their division, AA ball. And he plays center field.
And apparently he's not going to get called up based on what was said before the game today. Orioles just not sensing that's a move they want to make right now. That can change.
Well, I think Buck said, is he better than somebody you have here? And if Gentry was healthy, the answer would be no. He doesn't have the experience. But didn't he go on the DL?
10-day DL.
Yeah, DL with a lacerated finger and broken finger partially.
Tillman with the 0-1 count, 2 down, nobody on. Pilar flied to center his first time up. A lot of pitches up.
Yep, they're all up. Yeah, Pilar, as you mentioned, Batista has 3 home runs because he's been anything on the inside half, and he turned the game around last night. Nothing 0-2 pitch off of Wade Miley. Didn't get it in enough. Solo home run.
1-1 delivery. Shallow center, or shortstop will back up on this one. And it'll be handled by Beckham. So a 1-2-3 inning. Tillman, after giving up the 3 in the third, retires the side in order. Second time he's done that. Lon Masson brought to you by PNC Bank for the Achiever in you. Orioles trying to make it a 2-2 in this 4-game series against Toronto. Trailing in this one by a score of 3-1. O's about hit him 5-2. But the 3-run homer by Josh Donaldson. Difference in the ball game right now. Orioles bat in the 4th inning. Trey Mancini against the left-hander Brett Anderson. Mancini continues to garner attention for Rookie of the Year votes. He is second in batting average and slugging, tied for second in home runs with 23, third in on base percentage and RBIs. Mancini, Judge of course had the big lead as far as voting for much of the season, but Aaron Judge has slowed down a bit. Hit hard. Marina right there at second base.
Yeah, the luck factor right there. A bullet.
There's a tie now for home runs in the American League. Very close. Joey Gallo, Chris Davis of Oakland, and Aaron Judge all have 37. Mike Moustakas and Justin Smoke of Toronto, they're tied at 36. Morrison's right behind them at 35. I mean, the home run derby's wide open. Down the line, left field, headed to the corner, running, diving, can't get it. Hernandez.
Yeah, nice effort. Oh, no doubt about who's leading major leagues in the National League in home runs. Stanton hit his 52nd yesterday.
Amazing. Amazing, amazing. What I was trying to think, I saw the story today about with Miami. I mean, they signed him to a long-term deal, a lot of money.
13 years.
But would another team be interested in assuming that and trying to get him?
Well, I think he has an opt-out in 5 years anyway. But there, you know, there was a thing: would he be the guy for the Mets, and would he stay, and so on and so on? And do you have enough players that, obviously, for Miami to, to make the trade? They're always looking to get better.
Yep.
You know, that WAR. I remember back in '86 when they wrote the Baseball Analyst, and our good friend Steve Hurt used to. Mattingly had that great year, seven grand slams and 335 and 100 and whatever, 35 home runs, 153 RBIs. His WAR, wins above replacement, was like 7. And I go, come on, has to be more than that. He said, no. When you take a replacement player and whatever. So I think even if you're the Marlins and you have a guy on his way to 60 home runs, they don't draw a whole lot anyway.
No.
Can you trade him? Will he be willing to go somewhere where you can get better as a team?
Swung on and missed. Chris Davis struck out.
Yeah, second time on breaking balls. Last time, 2 times the Orioles today have had runners at third and not be able to get the runners in without less than 2 outs.
Now remember the story I was reading now is about the San Francisco Giants, who are in a rebuild, and the connection is Bonds, who is his batting coach in Miami, whom he's very close to. And would that connection work? Would the Giants be interested in getting Giancarlo Stanton in their rebuilding process? And a pitch taken for a strike.
And do they have enough young players that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Number one, will he go? Number two, can they make the deal?
And will they? Could they afford him even if they have the players?
Oh, it's over what, $30 million?
Yep.
It's kind of the going price now. Not for us.
That's what I thought.
Pitchers. Yeah, Greinke got the big deal.
Yeah.
Price. I remember David Price.
You remember
left-hander.
David Price?
He used to pitch for the Red Sox. Yeah.
Used to. 1-1 delivery on the way. That will be taken down low. Trumbo.
Yeah, they're hoping to get him back. Doing some throwing. Maybe. Yeah, well, all the pundits say there's probably no way you'll see him as a starter, but maybe in the postseason in the bullpen for the Red Sox.
2-1 delivery on the way, in the air to center, hit hard. That's going to back Pilar up to the wall. Goodbye, home run. Just missed the bottom of the batting eye. Big blast by Mark Trumbo, and the Orioles pulled to within 1.
Well, he almost missed one the first time. Looked like it off the bat right to the base of the wall. We talked about what they need Mr. T to have a big September. 8 home runs, 25 RBIs. I'd throw that out there and take your chances. He backspin this ball a long way. This ball probably went about 440 feet in a hurry.
21 home runs for Mark Trumbo on the year. He gets his 60th RBI. And the Orioles getting home runs off Brett Anderson, whom, as we mentioned, has not surrendered them. And the Orioles make it a 3-2.
Yeah, take a look right here, and I don't know. It looks like it might be a changeup. We saw him get an RBI, a second run last night. Hit a nice breaking ball right back up the middle. This one just, yeah.
That's played it short. Goins. Castillo stinging it, but it's an out. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. Mark Trumbo delivers the long ball for the Orioles. They had been down 3-zip. They're now down by just 1. columns page in our notebook. Ken Davidoff of the Post. Could this be the final round for the 37-year-old Matt Holliday, given the adversity he's experienced, a lot of health problems? A forgotten man made a great reintroduction, crushing one of the biggest hits of the season yesterday. Tie-breaking 3-run 6th-inning homer, 5-1 Yankees over the Red Sox. For Holliday, maybe the last time around, he said, "I would like to win a championship. I think we have a talented enough team to do something like that. I want to do everything I can to contribute in any way I can, and that's how I'm looking at it." Orioles will get to see him tomorrow.
Yeah, off of Drew Pomeranz, 1-1 ball game. Yeah, huge. What, Epstein-Barr virus, he missed a bunch of time, lumbar strain. And of course, they say he's pretty instrumental because he got off to a great start, as did Aaron Judge. And
the Yankees will be in town. A lot of returning players off the DL around Major League Baseball with this final month now in front of them. And Chris Tillman will take it away. The Orioles have gotten the game back well within distance now for Chris. Retired the side in order in both the 2nd and 4th innings. Goins, a strikeout victim, first time up. Urena and then Hernandez, 8, 9, and 1 for Toronto. Right-handers, 1-1 delivery to him, foul back over the screen.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see when the suspensions. Romine, got 2 days. Sanchez, I think, got 5 maybe, but then the for the big fight with the Tigers, and Cabrera got his reduced from a week to 6 days, so they knocked off single games. Ausmus, the manager, went from 2 to 1.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and the off-speed pitch again way up high, and the count will go to 2-2. Chris up to the 65. Pitches thrown, not out of whack really. It's just that 1 inning in the 3rd where he had to work extensively. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery. Inside out foul ball, just tipped.
Yeah, nice slider. When he gets over his front side, the ball goes down. Good tilt. And the reason is you can just stay behind it, get on top of your breaking ball, slider, curveball, whatever it is.
Chris has made 12 starts at home this year. He's gone 1-4. ERA this year 6.4 here at Camden Yards. Goins waiting on a 2-2. Racks it right field, way back, going back at the wall, looking up off the very top, going into second base. Goins, he will stop there with a double and just missed, putting one out by the 373 sign in the power alley.
Well, Donaldson 3-run home run. Donaldson hit one last night. So did Darwin Barney, and on the same kind of pitch. It's a hanging slider. You can just see it spins. And again, you take a guy that's a line drive hitter, turn him in because you speed the bat up into a guy with some power. It's just, it kind of amazes me that, and he has good speed, but it's almost like he came out of the box thinking double. Roger, I would imagine they're going to get somebody up. Oh, Michael Gibbons.
So a chance for Toronto to get one back.
Yeah, I mean, as a former pitcher, I know I don't want that guy on third, and if they break it down because they don't want to get thrown out, I guess, you know, one of the Cardinal rules, never make the first or the last out at third base. It's almost like it's automatic now. It's on everybody's locker.
Yeah.
You would think it's going to be a triple till they play it for a double. It's almost like he thought that ball was going out of here, and it almost did.
So a breakup of the discussion, really trying to give the bullpen a chance. Dow stayed as long as he could. Castillo stayed out a little longer. And played umpire Randazzo had to go out to get him. So nobody out. Runner on at second base. Hit number 3 for the Jays. Only 3. Orioles have out hit him 6-3 in the ball game. Jays are 1 for 1 with runners in scoring position. In at third base, Manny Machado. Urena drew a walk, scored first time up. Speedster will take the pitch away for a ball. Taking a look to Louis Rivera, third base coach. Signs relayed.
Yeah, I don't think Chris has been able to get a changeup over all afternoon. It's been, you know, a couple of curveballs early. Fastball's been a little bit better, but the changeup, which is one of his mainstays, does not be able to command it.
1-0 the count. Runner off second base, in at the corners. Arena not bunting.
Yeah, you're really getting away with that high slider on occasion. That's the same pitch that Goins hit. I'm trying to figure out. It's kind of like you know, you go whack golf balls at the driving range. Say, gee, my swing's pretty good, and then you go out in the course. It's hard to adjust on the court. It is hard to adjust 60 feet 6 inches when the game's going on. Yeah, I don't care how many lifetime innings you have when you're struggling.
Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, and that one is going to be way outside. Urena played AAA ball after the deal with. He was in New Hampshire most of the year, and that's where 128 games played. He hit .246. He had 5 home runs, 59 RBIs. Picked up some triples with the speed he's got. 2-1. Manny's still in at third base. Davis back at first. And Tillman again not close. 3-1.
Well, just under everything and not being able to change it.
So 3-1. Goins walking off his lead at second with Beckham staying a little bit close, trying not to let him wander too far. You see Beckham jockeying with him. 3-1 delivery on the way and walked him, and those weren't close.
Yeah, you pitch yourself right out of the game, unfortunately, because Buck, you know, if this was May and you're trying to get your innings in, it might be different. The Orioles got 27 games to go. They cannot linger any longer.
So Tillman is out of there as he will go just the 4+ innings, responsible for the 2 on base. Michael Givens, the workhorse, on for the Orioles.
A single and a 3-run home run. He has to leave here with nobody out in the 5th inning. Just got a wild again, so the walks, you know, 6-4-3 the last 3 games. Michael Givens will come on. This pitching change brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Jiffy Lube stores now do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube perform a free brake inspection today. So for Michael, it was a rough August because I think he got overused. Once again, a great year, 7-1, you know, a lot of innings, and again more strikeouts than innings pitched. You know, gave up a couple of home runs, one of them a 3-home run. In fact, both home runs hit by Kendrys Morales, one a 3-run shot. So lately, it just looks like he's gassed a little bit, and the command's gone, and maybe a little bit of the movement, even though he's had pretty good velocity.
Runner on second base, and the pitch will be taken for a strike. First and second, nobody out. Hernandez, the leadoff batter, a base hit, a run scored in the 3rd, and he has grounded out. So Hernandez gets another big chance. Getting the start in left field. Delivery on the way by Givens, and that is going to be in there for a strike as well. Michael has got a 2-0 record against Toronto this year. In 5 previous games, He's given up 4 runs, 6 hits, 7 1/3. He's gone 0 for 2 in save situations, but Orioles have come back to win those games, and he's gotten the win. The 0-2 pitch on the way outside.
Yeah, when he is rested, and of course, when you've pitched as much as him, as we mentioned, 59th game, he's had 2 months. In May, he gave up 7 runs in 13 1/3 innings. But to give you an idea of maybe what the entire is, 9 runs in 14 2/3 innings in the month of August, and that is very high for him.
Hernandez with a 1-ball 2-strike count. Goins and Arena get their leads, and he came up and in and got him.
Yeah, young hitter, even though it's only Michael Gibbons' 3rd year, he's got the stuff and the command. He already threw him some sliders, fastball right by him at 95, perfect pitch. It runs right in underneath his hands, and he can't get to it.
Givens leads the Oriole relievers with 76 strikeouts this year. He's got a career record of 17-3.
Yeah, I was
Don't
looking
talk
at that the
about
other
that
night,
very
yeah.
often because you're thinking about his relief work.
Yeah, when he pitches, they call him the vulture because
Yes.
he kind of. But the only way you can vulture wins is if you pitch well. If you're giving up more runs, you're not getting wins.
Donaldson fouls that one off Castillo's glove for a strike.
And the amazing thing is that he was converted from a middle infielder to a pitcher. He never pitched at AAA, went right from AA Bowie to the Orioles. And he's done a terrific job for him.
0-1 count. Orioles down by a run. Toronto with Donaldson, the home run, 3rd inning, just 25th, 3 RBIs, way inside. Donaldson against Givens is 1 for 7 lifetime. Tillman out of there, responsible for the 2 base runners.
So
Gave up the home run.
Yeah, so let's see, 97 at the kneecaps. It usually sets up the blown away slider if you make a good pitch with it. They're looking for a double play ball.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery from Givens. Outside corner, Donaldson reacts. A 1-2.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to have to hit that pitch. It was like a perfect blown away fastball at 96. Right on the corner.
Big pitch, big at bat, but Donaldson up there. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and he'll take that. And that's a little further out. Good delivery by Givens, though, to make him look.
99 miles per hour. Well, you got 0.4 of a second to decide whether to swing or not at 99. And he declines.
Vehemently.
Yes. Hoping that it was a ball. And it was.
Donaldson 2-2. Givens pitch to him. Donaldson will take that one inside.
Yeah, I look at the numbers, and he scored 122 runs last year, 122 the year before when he was MVP. He's got an 38% on base average, and that's high because I saw him the other day, the first day of this series. He said, "I will take the walk." I said, "No kidding," and that makes it tougher because he doesn't. Not that he won't chase a ball, but he makes you work.
3-2 delivery, and they're loaded.
So you go from 1 and 2 because he has a discerning eye. He's not anxious. Lets the ball travel. He has power ball fields, and then he gets the best hitter on this ball club to the plate.
So Jonathan Smoke will stand in. The bases are loaded. 1 away. They'll look for the ground ball right here to get out of it. He's drawn a walk, and he has grounded out. And Michael Givens with the sacks full, trying to keep this from becoming a big inning. Smoke is 1 for 3 lifetime off Givens and has 1 career grand slam. Givens the delivery to him. Smoke to first. Double play. Davis will go to the bag, and they get the out as Donaldson had moved towards second. Boy, there's as big a double play as you can get. Runner was off. Davis well behind him, easily gets there. So the Orioles down by just one. They could have a big defensive play on that double play. Now Joey Rickert will lead it off. Rickert single first time up, goes to short. Goins over to Smoke, records the out on a couple of pitches.
Well, we talked about ground balls, even though he's thrown a couple of home runs. But Keuchel's the best. Anderson, even though he hasn't pitched as many innings, when he is, he's a ground ball. Jaden Garcia now pitching for the Yanks. Tyson Ross, Cahill. Let's see, Oakland, St. Louis, Oakland, Astros.
And hopes to be around here for a while. He is 29 years old now. A 1-strike count taken by Beckham, who's had a bunt base hit, and he's been called out on strikes. Orioles with 2 home runs, Castillo and Trumbo, the solo shots. We talked about Anderson. Anderson in his career, major league career, gives up .8 home runs per 9 innings coming into this ball game. .8, and the Orioles have been able to get 2 off him here today in the first 4 innings of the ball game.
Yeah, he's a little bigger version of the way he pitches with Mark Burley, but Mark Burley went what, about 12 or 13 straight seasons with over 200 innings, because he could stay healthy.
Ball to right, Bautista there.
A lot of line drives cut right at people this afternoon so far.
A couple of quick outs. When the Orioles score, you score at McDonald's. The more the Orioles score, the more chicken McNuggets you score. Download McDonald's app today.
Yeah, the Smoke line drive turned this game right around, kept the Orioles in it. Very good fortune there, right at Chris Davis for the double play.
Manny Machado's had a base hit, a bunt single, 1 of 2 for the Orioles in the ball game, and flied out to right field his last time up. Manny's hitting only .211 against Toronto this year, compared to a .287 lifetime average against the Jays. Left-hander's pitch will be taken outside for a ball.
See, we talked about Anderson left 2012 with the A's, elbow surgery, stress fracture the next year. Went to the Rockies.
Ball put up in the air towards center. Pilar will move over to right a bit, and we'll put it away. So there is a quick inning. 3 up, 3 down in the 5th. 3-2 Jays. Community heroes recognized on this Sunday: husband and wife Alex O'Bara and Ashley Chandler. A nursing supervisor is Alex. Ashley, intensive care unit nurse at the Franklin Square Medical Center. On leaving from work one night, man slumped over in a car. They went to check on him, found out he was not breathing. Ashley started basic life support. Alex called 911, and thanks to their decisive actions, saved a life. They are recognized here at the ballpark today. Here is Bautista. And a swing and a miss. He is popped out and flied to center. Michael Givens on the mound for the Orioles came on to get the 3 outs in that 5th inning. We were talking about the Orioles and the bullpen usage. The Orioles bullpen coming into today's play has pitched the 2nd most innings. Who's pitched the most? Toronto. Toronto bullpen 495 innings. The Orioles 486 innings pitched. Now, as Buck Showalter says, strike called on the check. We do not have pitchers who are up there as far as being in the top group of innings pitched by individual pitchers, but the overall bullpen has thrown the 2nd most innings in the league. That's bullpen management that gets talked about so much. Pitch taken outside, 2-ball 2-strike count on Bautista. Couple of hits and 11 at bats in the series for Bautista, leading it off here in the top of the 6th inning. Home run crown twice, 2010, 2011. Had 54 one year, 43 the next. And a swing and a miss as Givens just buried that one.
Well, Thursday night he threw 41 pitches, and again, I mean, look at a couple of home runs, and I mean, here's 98 with light. Got a little bit fortunate last inning. Buck Showalter again trying to limit the innings because he's had to pitch so much. So they try to match up a little bit, so he gets him out of trouble, only down by 1.
This is September baseball, the expanded roster and the more arms in the pen.
Run, inherited runner scored on the Morales home run off of Givens. 1 inning, a hit, a run, but he's done a great job. A lot of innings. Get righties and lefties out. Doesn't throw hard, throws strikes. You can see right there, ground ball pitcher. That certainly helps in this ballpark 69% of the time.
You'll get Kendrys Morales with 1 down, nobody on. 0 for 2 for Morales in the game. He moves over to his average side of the plate, 346. Home run side the other. Switch hitter will take the pitch for a strike. Morales and then Montero due up. So you get Blyer in to face Morales on the non-power side, and then you get the left-hander Montero in a matchup like Showalter will take. 0-1. Shift on in the infield. Morales will take it up high. So Givens works an inning and a third with the 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Blyer with a 1-1. Morales a chopper. Beckham with a slow runner. Plenty of time to get it over there for the out. 2 down. Just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. 2 down, bases are empty. That will bring up Montero. Montero has flied out to left field twice in the ball game.
Yeah, you see his collective numbers. He was actually, at least from a batting average, point, he was for the Cubs before he got released. He was hitting over 280 with 4 home runs, 8 RBIs. Not a lot of at bats, but you don't want to be throwing Jake Arrieta under the bus because he doesn't hold runners. That doesn't go well for a world champ. He was gone the next day, or maybe 2 days.
Didn't take long.
No, nope, we don't do it here.
1-0 delivery on the way, and a good pitch that'll catch the outside corner. So again, looking for a clean inning here. Chris Tillman, despite the short outing, did have 2 1-2-3 innings, but the 3-run 2-hit third inning cost him. 1-1 delivery, check swing. Did he go? Yep. It glanced down to third.
Yeah, Tilly, a nice little slider. Yeah, Richard Blyer, 6'3", great angles, hides the ball, starts with a closed stance. I don't think you ever see the ball very well.
Montero 6 for 24 off left-handers. Orioles about hit Toronto 6-3, but trail 3-2. Jammed him that time down the line and fouled at first.
Well, there's been 3 3-run home runs by the Blue Jays in this series, and that's, Morales hit 3 home runs, but one of them was a 3-run, and then last night a 3-runner, and then John Donaldson again today with a 3-runner. That's a lot of runs. Now it's fine if you're scoring a bunch like they did coming into the series and did the first game, but when you only score 3 runs in the next 2 games and 2 today, things don't go as well.
1-2 delivery. Home runs have been a big part of this season series. Orioles have hit 22, and the Blue Jays have hit 16 home runs. So a lot of runs scoring off the long ball between these two this year. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Montero trying to keep it alive for Pilar waiting on deck, and that's going to be up and in. Body went around, the bat stayed back, and a full count 3-2 from Blyer. You do not want to put Montero on with Pilar next in, so Blyer's going to go after him. 3-2 delivery on the way, and gets the chopper. Beckham in the shift. Throws over to Davis, and 3 up, 3 down. Bottom half of the 6th inning. Scope, Jones, and Mancini will be coming up.
Three-run home runs for the Jays in the first 3 games of this series today. John Donaldson after a walk base hit. The Jays up 3-0, 108 miles per hour off the bat. And here come the Orioles. Castillo, 17th home run, ties his career high, makes it 3-1. And then Mark Trumbo led the major league in home run last year, 433 feet, dead center. Orioles close within 3-2. Those are your Geico highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
3-3-0 for the Jays, 2-6-0 for the Orioles. Tillman 3 runs 3 hits 4+, 3 walks 2 strikeouts. Givens an inning and a third, a walk and 2 strikeouts, and Blyer retired the 2 he faced. That ball ripped down the line and left. That's going to go into the corner. Jonathan Schoop on his way to second base. Hernandez will get it in. Scope's got a double. The Orioles get the potential tying run on at second.
The adjustment game, that's what baseball can be. So again, he looks for a curveball. Anderson's been getting, starting guys off with hooks. There it is, and it hangs. He's looking for it. Double into the corner. Tying run now at second, but nobody out.
So the Orioles will get another shot at getting it tied up or better. Leadoff double. The Orioles had a leadoff double in the second and didn't score.
Yeah, Carlos Ramirez, major league debut, a couple of scoreless innings, has yet to be scored on this year. AA, AAA, the big leagues.
Orioles in the ball game, already 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Adam Jones double, and he is grounded out. Fine play made to get him last time around. Donaldson got help by Smoke over at first base on a pick of a ground ball with runners on at first and third for the final out of the inning. 1-0 delivery on the way. A chopper to second base. Arena will make the play over to first. Productive at bat. Gets Schoop moved up. 1 away. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 supporting the American Diabetes Association. 334 walks, $16,700. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle.
So they bring bring the infield in. Third opportunity for the Orioles. Runner at third and less than 2 outs.
Trey Mancini will get it done. Play will be handled by Pilar. Runner coming home. Ball game's tied. Mancini gets the RBI on a sacrifice fly. And the Orioles have come back from a 3-0 deficit to tie it up.
Yeah, finally, you look for what you want to hit. Had already lined out to second base. 0 for 2. Now still 0 for 2, but 72nd RBI does tie it up. Little change up in the middle of the plate. Head down. Get it in the air. Pilar can play center, but he doesn't have a great arm. No chance of throwing out Jonathan Schoop, who led it off with a double.
So Trey Mancini continues the very productive season. Chris Davis will go after it to right field. Back goes Bautista, playing right in that well, and he'll put it away. The Orioles will get 1 run, 1 hit, manufactured that one. Ball game tied at 3. Yes, the Orioles hurled 2 complete games against Milwaukee same day, 10-1, losing 6-1 in the other. He would also go on to set the 20th century record for most hits allowed in a season. Again, he gave up 401. The Double X, Jimmy Fox, 1932 with the A's, 50th and 51st home runs on this date, became the 3rd player to have 50 home runs in a season, joining Babe Ruth Hack Wilson, and there are the numbers for the Hall of Famer Jimmy Fox. MVP 3 times over, 9-time All-Star, 2,600 plus hits.
Double X.
Double X.
I was reading a quote. Bill Dickey said I could have caught blindfolded and know he was hitting the way the ball sounded coming off the bat. And coming off the bat, how about I got a text from Scotty McGregor, one of my teammates, he's up in Frederick. They just clinched going to the playoffs.
Congratulations.
So congratulations.
Yeah, they had to have a win today.
Yeah, they did, and they won. So
good for them.
We had what Adamar, I think Rafaela out of Curacao. He won the MVP.
Ground ball to second base here, and that'll be played by Scope. Pilar is retired. Always a big out with that power bat at the plate. One down here in the 7th inning. Kohler we've seen in the series warming up. And Darren O'Day for the Orioles.
And now the battle of the bullpens, it looks like. Of course, Anderson only his 2nd start for the Jays. His pitch counts, I don't think it's even at 70.
No, very limited because he just hasn't pitched very much this season. Only 27 2/3 innings with a 2-3 record. Goins, the ground ball. Manny was playing in. It hits his glove, and it's going to be a base hit, and Goins is going to make a turn. He's going to go to second. Mancini's throw is not in time. A deflected ball. Manny Machado had been playing in just off the grass, hit the glove, and rolled out to left.
Well, there's your bunt. You defense the bunt, and then again you can see a pretty conventional defense. And it's only going to be a single if he doesn't touch it, but he thinks he can catch it. Usually does. And then right here, that's going to turn it into a double. And I bet that ball probably, you call those little ones that stand the worm eaters, that ball probably about 50 miles per hour, 70 miles per hour off the bat straight down, and next thing you know he's at second.
So 2 doubles in the game for Goins, and now Arena will get an RBI chance. He's walked twice, and the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. So the young switch hitting second baseman. It's the RBI chance for Toronto. Chance to put him right back on top. 4th hit for the Jays, only 4. The Orioles have 7. Each team has left 3 on base. Pitch on the way. That is going to be in there for a strike at 91. Reyna playing in just his 2nd ball game, called up with the expanded rosters. Looking for the RBI, a go-ahead. Scope moves in at 2nd. Blyer the set. Arena chopper. That's a Baltimore chop waiting to come down. Scope guns it over and we'll get him.
Yeah, hit it to the wrong guy. I'll tell you, the arm strength, the Jonathan Smoke, the best in the big leagues right here, waiting for it to come down, and when he does, the transfer about as good as it gets.
That'll be it for Blyer. He will come out. He'll be responsible for the runner at 3rd base. Goins did a good job here in relief. 7th inning, 2 outs.
one stretch after DL about 2.5 weeks with shoulder problems where the home run ball was a problem. 4 in 6 games, but he's back to being Darren O'Day, riding the ball. I mean, all different angles, front door sliders, back door sliders, you name it. 15 games in the month of August as the Orioles have their second winning month. Big part of it. So the ERA coming down quickly, and you could see 63 strikeouts in only 51 1/3 innings. And they're going to pinch hit for Hernandez, the rookie, with Michael Saunders.
So the veteran Michael Saunders, added with the expanded roster, will come on to hit. Hernandez had a base hit, 1 for 3, and ended up scoring a run. So here's another big at bat. Tie ball game. Runner at third, 2 away. Goins, the base runner, who picked up the double with 1 away. Now there are 2 down, and Saunders stands in. 1 for 5, a home run lifetime off Darren O'Day. Saunders takes one. That'll be into the kitchen, and a 1-0 count.
It was nice that Wellington Castillo flagged it down before it got to the backstop.
Darren's 7th game against Toronto this year. No runs, 4 hits in 6 innings against them. No record against Toronto this year. 5-0 with a save lifetime against the Jays. O'Day's 1-0 delivery. Down to first, off the glove, Chris Davis. A run will score, and Toronto goes on top, 4-3. Trying to short hop that. It was hit right at him, and it ran up his shoulder and into right field.
So Goins, an infield double. I mean, this ball again, a bullet. A lot of balls hit hard today. Some have stayed in the park. That's one of them. Again, I mean, you either catch it or you don't, and he wasn't able to. Chris Davis, soft, usually very quick hands. That top spin line drive just couldn't flag it down.
So Saunders will come out of there picking up a go-ahead RBI in the process, and immediately out. And Guerrero, who has made the starts a couple of games in left field, will come on to pinch run for him. So Carrera running at first base, a 2-out RBI. Saunders delivers it, and back on top go the Jays. Here's Josh Donaldson. The days to him is going to be fouled off the end of the bat.
Yeah, Carrera runs a little bit. Pilar leads the team with 14 stolen bases. Carrera with 9 out of 10. I don't know if they'll be running with Donaldson to play. Castillo throwing out in the high 40 percentile of runners trying to steal.
Donaldson with a 3 for 14 lifetime off of Darren O'Day. 0-1 delivery on the way. That was a heavy cut, and you see him going up too far up. 0-2.
Well, it's all about the wrist position, whether he wants the ball to sink or the slider, hold it a little bit differently, a little different flick to get the ball to rise. And again, the arm angle you don't see very often.
Run charged to Blyer, gives up a run, a hit, and an inning and a third. 0-2 runner off first base. Carrera will dive back in at a pretty good lead. We're in the 7th inning. Orioles had to overcome a 3-0 deficit. 3-run homer. Donaldson in the 3rd. They did so. Castillo a home run. Trumbo a home run. RBI sac fly. Trey Mancini in the 6th. But right back came Toronto in the 7th inning with another one to go up 4-3. Donaldson, the 0-2. Almost in the dirt. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by Navy Federal, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years, federally insured by NCUA. Carrera causing concern for O'Day over there at first. 0-2 delivery on the way outside. Castillo looks the runner back, and a 1-ball 2-strike count to Donaldson. Donaldson now with 6 RBIs in this series. With the 2 3-run homers he's put up. He's had 5 hits, in 14 at-bats in this series.
And then you throw in the 5 walks. Morales, of course, walked a couple of times. Morales hit the 3 home runs, part of the 7 runs he drove in on Thursday night.
1-2 delivery O'Day, and he gets him to go after it. So O'Day will get the strikeout, but a run in on 2 hits, 1 left on, 7th inning stretch time. The Hyundai Labor Day sales event going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. Real good crowd on this Sunday afternoon. Right now, 7th inning stretch. The Jays have a 4-3 lead. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer. These games have been so tough against this Toronto team. Last in the division, but not easy to win against.
Well, we went in and talked to John Gibbons on Thursday, the skipper, and he goes, "Hey, listen, they had 25 guys on the DL. This is a team that won 89 games last year, 93 the year before. They know how to win. And here, what are they? Spoilers. And they're trying to spoil it again today. So the Orioles are going to have some late inning.
Yankees. Yankees going to come tomorrow, and this is the T-shirt.
Yeah,
everybody's
Tim
going to
Beckham, and it's a soft style.
Soft style.
Ring spun. Everybody gets one that comes tomorrow. So Yankees.
Beckham T-shirt.
Yeah,
Yankees in
Yankees
town.
They'll look at that bags under their eyes because they're playing that Sunday game.
Yes.
And then
we do feel sorry for them.
But we're gonna start a half hour later.
Yeah.
Just to
help them.
The New York Yankees, one of my favorite teams.
So the Yankees will be in here. Note the start time. It is 2 o'clock tomorrow, and the gates open at noontime. First, though, at hand is trying to find a way to beat Toronto.
You get Tom Kohler, who actually just started a lot of games. We saw him out of the bullpen the other night. He threw a couple balls in the upper 90s, 95, 96, curveball, changeup, slider. So the numbers, again, the record not very good, but throwing a little bit harder. And for a lot of guys, saw with Tommy Hunter, won 13 games with the Rangers. The Orioles got him. Started a little bit, but found a home in the bullpen. So we'll see if that's the case for Tom Kohler.
Great job by Brett Anderson. A chance to be a winner. 3 runs, 7 hits over 6. He did not walk anybody, and he struck out 3, giving up the 2 home runs to Castillo and Trumbo. So Kohler. Trumbo will take the pitch. It is a strike. Home run number 21, 4th inning with 2 down. Trumbo's now got a 5-game hit streak, and he's gone 6 for 16 in this series. Trumbo's had an outstanding year against Toronto. He's driven in 10 runs, which leads the Orioles in RBIs against the Blue Jays this season. Hitting over .302 against them now with 3 home runs this year against Toronto. Kohler 1-1. Be fouled back the other way.
Yeah, got away with that one. Hanging slider. Mark Trumbo, usually he could deposit those very quickly. Brad Brock getting loose. But a 13-inning game, everybody. Brock pitched 2 innings on Friday night.
1-2 delivery on the way, base hit. They were playing him the other way, and he put it right through the hole.
Well, the thing about Mark Trumbo, when he gets hot, he can get hot. And how do you get hot? He says, listen, it's a matter of doing it. Barrel of the bat to the ball. Check this out. This ball's over his head and then hits it right into right field. So having a great afternoon. If he gets hot, so will the ball club.
Aaron Loop in the bullpen. Castillo coming up. He's had a home run and he has grounded out. Wellington Castillo continue his red hot since the All-Star break, batting well over 300. And our Lexus Towson drive of the game.
Yeah, down 3-0 and boom. Ties his career high for home runs with 17. That ball sails out of here. Yeah, Loop is up for Pedro Alvarez. So they get the lefty just in case you pinch hit for Rickard on deck.
That's going to go into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Stopping at second base. Bautista will get it back in. Trumbo there. Second hit for Castillo.
Wise
on at first and second. Our Lexus Towson drive of the game man gets another one. The area's #1 volume Lexus dealer, 7 straight years. Come see why at LexusofTowson.com.
So again, up and away. Trumbo thought about going to third, and then pretty good judgment right there. Pete Walker out to talk to Tom Kohler.
Oh boy, these are tough ball games. Tepera gets up in the bullpen, a veteran reliever.
Yeah, we saw him come in and throw 95, 96.
Orioles are 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position today.
So you would think that the Orioles are going to sacrifice here. That's why Rickard is staying in the game. And what are we going to do if that happens?
So they will set their defense, and Kohler will be a big part of that if in fact there is a bunt here from Joey Rickard. He has a base hit and he is grounded out. Rickard this season 2 sacrifice bunts.
Yeah, and I think if you're coming in, Gary, you're thinking, okay, if we can get the lead runner at third, not that Trumbo runs particularly well, but he's got pretty good speed. But you might be thinking of trying to get a force at second if you can. Keep the double play in order, because Castillo does not have good speed at all down at first base.
They are in at first and third. He does square, popped it up. There's an easy out. And right there was Smoke, the first baseman.
I mean, Adam Jones was talking probably about, I don't know, 5-6 weeks ago about, it's such an important part of the game and you really have to take it seriously. And, when, guys do it, I mean, even Manny Machado, he actually does work on his bunting. So again, if you don't get it down, you can see Montero get out of my way and try to catch it. So a little ball.
Yep.
2 times today, didn't get a runner in from third, and then you don't get him over. Now you got to hope that you get a couple of big hits.
Tim Beckham leading it off, a base hit. He's 1 for 3 in the ball game. Infield will back up now to double play depth. Beckham, of course, with the outstanding speed. Tough to get a ground ball double play off him. Breaking ball is going to be taken outside for a ball. Beckham has grounded into 9 ground ball double plays this season, only 1 since joining the Orioles. His 32nd game, and has picked up 52 hits in 32 games with the Orioles. 1-0 count. Beckham a slow roller. Again, tough to turn to. The gun, and not in time.
Yeah, and they're already looking in. I mean, boy, has the game changed. Anything close, look into the dugout and see if you're going to challenge it. And you're right about being slow. And Beckham does have good speed. He ran a nice throw, so it's bang, bang from that angle. Look like they had him. Justin Smoke's a big guy, so he's got tremendous reach. And again, Urena makes a nice throw. I thought initially he was safe, but we'll see if they challenge it.
If you're going to use a challenge, now might be a real good time, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So the crew chief will make his way in. Jerry Davis from first, who made the call, and the home plate umpire Tony Randazzo will join him on the hotline to New York.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. If they'd called him out, Buck probably would have challenged it, and I'm not sure if there was enough to overturn it, and that may be the case of being called safe. Is there enough to overturn it?
Runner moved over to third base on it, Mark Trumbo.
They call him safe. I don't know if there's anything to turn it. It's bang bang. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to take too long here.
Well, you were right about the fact that if it wasn't Tim Beckham with his speed, that would have been easy. They've been off the field.
So New York's reviewed and say right where it is. So a fielder's choice. Beckham reaches on it. Castillo out at second base, and Trumbo moves over to third. The importance being, of course, keeps the inning going.
And it gets Manny Machado to the plate, to American League Player of the Month.
Manny has a base hit. He is 1 for 3. Orioles get a chance to tie the ball game up. Tying run down, potential tying run at third base. Manny's got the 88 RBIs on the year. For Machado, 330 with runners in scoring position. 10 home runs in these situations as well. Runners off first and third, 2 down. Kohler. Manny will go after it. Kohler stabs it. Manny wanted to slam the bat, but thought better of it. No runs on 2 hits. No errors. 2 are left on base. Kohler finds a way out of it. To you by Miller Lite.
Well, the Orioles down by 1, but early on a chance to take the lead, and 11 for 23 lefties. The runner on third, Davis couldn't get the job done. He strikes out, and then the next inning, now you're down 3-0, and Wellington Castillo again makes the home run, and then Scope can't get the runner in from third. So a couple of opportunities later on. The bunt couldn't get him over from first to second, and the Jays, as we go into the top of the 8th, Brad Brock will come on. Busy season. A couple of that 13 inning 1-0 win. He pitched a couple of innings, threw the ball well.
He has been all over it when it comes to the season against the Jays. This is the 10th game he's appeared in. He's worked 10 innings, giving up 1 run on 3 hits, 14 strikeouts against Toronto in 10 innings. Does not have a record against them, but does have 3 saves against Toronto this year. First 3 of his career against the Blue Jays. Justin Smoak will lead it off against him. Lined into a big double play in the 5th inning. What could have been a big inning ended on a line drive to Chris Davis, who walked it over to the bag and got the out on Donaldson, who couldn't get back in time. Smoak a walk, the line drive out, and a ground ball out. And Brad Brock's delivery will be taken away. Smoak is 1 for 10 off Brad.
Yeah, a little different hitter this year, as we mentioned. 16 more home runs than he's ever hit. He said, you know, former number one draft choice. He said, I always had power, but I always tried to hit for power. He said, now I hit the ball the other way. Early on this year, I always knew, you know, he could hit the ball out and switch hitter. Of course, so the breaking ball always coming into him. But he said, you just got to use the whole field. And what's that saying that you talk about sometimes, Gary? Sometimes you try to hit it harder by hitting it easier.
Yes. Swing easy, hit hard. Scott Coolbaugh. 2-1 delivery on the way. Ground ball into the shift. Scope will charge on this one a bit and get it over to Davis in time. 1 away here in inning number 8. Orioles are proud to once again host the Longevity Foundation's Breathe Deep Baltimore 5K walk to raise funds and awareness for lung cancer in memory of the late Orioles Public Relations Director Monica Pence Barlow. The event will take place here at the ballpark Saturday, September 16. Proceeds benefit the nonprofit efforts to provide research grants and community support for lung cancer research. To register, go to Orioles.com/longevity. Bautista an 0 for 3. Takes the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Bautista 2 for 11 off Brock. One of those 2 hits a home run. Brad with the 0-1 delivery to him will be a duster outside.
Yeah, he's hit so many home runs, what, 30 of them against the Orioles. I always look at him. I don't care how old he is, what his batting average is. He does have 20. He's a home run threat. Pull hitter. Every once in a while he'll bounce one to the right side, but he's up there trying to drive the ball. And it's all about the leg kick. High leg kick.
There's the swing.
Great movement on that 2-seam fastball. So if you look at your Mercedes pitch cast, he's trying to get something in the middle of the plate. Targets away, ball's inside, but the bottom drops out of it. So a nice little sinker.
Bautista with a 1-ball 2-strike count. And Brad Brock gets him to go after a nice pitch away. 2 down.
Well, power pitcher with a slider and a really good changeup. And here's the slider, and it's a good one. You know, Brad Brock's a big guy, kind of steps at you if you're right-handed, a little bit across his body, stays on top of that at 6'5", gets the ball to slide out of the zone.
Bautista down with the 0 for 4. Morales 0 for 3. Back to his power side against the right-hander. Chopper, Brock. Solid inning. Sets him down 1-2-3. Orioles coming up. Took only 9 pitches to get him out. Now Scope, Jones, and Mancini will try and find a lead for the O's. and Orioles on Twitter to see how you can enter to win over the long weekend. Whatever your plans are for this holiday weekend, always be sure to get a safe ride home. So there is Zach Britton warming up in the bullpen in a one-run ball game going to the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, Ryan Tepera came in on that 11-8 win by the Jays, gave up a couple of runs. Again, he may be a little bit like Gibbons, maybe getting a little bit tired. So 8 for 18, home run, double, 3 base hits over his last 5 games. And of course, prior to that, a little bit different. Only 1 extra base hit since the All-Star break, and that was the Trumbo double a couple of nights ago. So we'll see if he can come in and hold a 1-run lead.
Tepera, 29-year-old, thinking long and hard about home, Houston, Texas, where he was born. Lives in Angeltown, Texas now, so it's been a tough span for him with all that's gone on there with the hurricane. Went to the Sam Houston University in Huntsville, Texas, played college ball. Kohler worked an inning, couple of hits, zeros the rest of the way. Jonathan Scope a double, 6th inning, scored on a sac fly by Mancini that tied it up. And then the RBI single in the 7th by Saunders, giving him a lead. Whoa! Donaldson, mercy! Shot that spun him around, but he got it in the glove and he kept it there.
No, this has been a day of line drive. Some caught, some not. Some got out of here. This is a bullet. 112 miles per hour. Hot corner. Hanging slider or cutter, whatever, right in the middle of the plate. And Tepera gets lucky. Better catch it, otherwise,
wow,
you don't know.
So Jonathan Scope, as hard as you can hit one.
Well, we were talking about how, when you look at probability on hits and how the velocity off the bat, I mean, how many 112 mile per hour balls off the bat are actually not hits? There's one of them. So
hit
luck
probability is
factor,
going to be about 98%. And that one's going to be fouled off. Adam Jones, a double. He is grounded out twice. 1 down here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Closing in on closer time for both of these teams. Jonathan can only smile. Not much you can do about that. You take that at bat any game of the year. You can hit the ball that hard. And Donaldson, of course, late innings had moved over to guard the line. So it came right at him. 0-1 pitch, chopper to second base this time. Arena up with it. Jones retired, and there are 2 away. Join Major League Baseball and the Orioles in the efforts to help victims of the devastation caused by Hurricane Harvey. Visit youcaring.com/MLB supports. Telling us that line drive by Scope was 69% probability. I'm surprised it's that low. 2 down. Here's Trey Mancini. Trey will take the pitch away for a ball. He picked up an RBI on a sac fly. He's got 72. The all-time record for the Oriole franchise rookie RBIs, Roy Pepper, 1934, had 101 in his rookie year with the St. Louis Browns. Since coming to Baltimore, the Orioles mark was set by Jim Gentile in 1960. Gentile had 98 RBIs in his rookie year. Trey Mancini now at 72. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be outside. 2 ball 1 strike count.
You see that he has good velocity. We saw that on Thursday night. That's why you're hitting off 95, 96, and if you hang one like he did to Scope, that's going to speed the bat up, and that's why the ball was pulled. And right here, of course, Mancini, great power to all fields.
Here's the 2-1 delivery to him. Tepera is appearing in his 8th game against the Orioles this year. He has given up a lot. 6 runs, 8 hits in 6 innings against the Orioles. You've hit .320 against him this season. But he does not have a record against the Orioles. Game 1, when he gave up those 4 hits, that was a career high against him, matched a career high. 4 hits and a relief appearance in an inning. 2-2 delivery by Tepera. Mancini to third, foul.
Well, starter early on in his career, so you know, you can see a curveball, see a cutter, see, you know, you don't see too many changeups when you, and then 2-seam, 4-seam, so he can, at least early on, he kind of, a lot of times with young pitchers, you make them starters so they can get a feel for pitching, and then if they don't have 3-4 pitches, they go to the bullpen, as Tepera's done.
2 down in the 8th inning. Orioles down a run. 2-2 delivery on the way, and just enough to foul it off. Orioles need a victory here in order to split this series. The Orioles coming in, they are 4-2 on this long homestand, with the Yankees coming in for 3 starting tomorrow. There are the wild card standings. The Yankees up over Minnesota in the first wild card spot, and then the Angels, Orioles, Seattle back in it again. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery, that in the air, right center field, sends Pilar running back, reaching, can't get it, up and over the wall. It'll be a ground rule double. Trey Mancini, the potential tying run at second base.
Yeah, he hung a slider that he might have, even earlier in the count, that he might have gotten a little more elevated, but again, the ability to drive the ball up to either gap, and Pilar's playing deep, so this is 108 miles per hour off. You could see it go over the first wall. The second wall is actually the grandstand, so ground rule double, and again, just smoked. Trying to hit the back of the ball. I mean, actually, you could see the bat head. He raised his shoulders because he stands so tall. Something that, you know, probably 3 years ago in the minors, Brady Anderson said, "Hey, get a little taller. It allows you to get on top of those high pitches," and he did.
So Mancini, extra base hits galore. 21 doubles, 3 triples, 23 home runs. Maybe have the intentional pass here.
Yeah, they just intentionally. I mean, this is a matchup, righty versus. So
first walk the Orioles have drawn in the game, first and second. And Mark Trumbo will come to the plate. Now, Trumbo's had the big bat. 21st home run in the 4th inning. A base hit picked up in the 7th inning. Stands in with 2 down here in the 8th. Orioles down 4-3. Tepera the look back. Pitch is taken for a strike.
Yeah, so you just pitched around a guy that's 1 for 3 to get to a guy that's 3 for 4 off of Tepera. So he struck out once, but again, you know, and he's already homered and singled. So
it's going by the book, I guess, and
his book,
lefty righty stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
See if it pays off or not. 0-1 count. Tepera's delivery to him down to third, just missed the corner of the bag.
Yeah, Donaldson, more so than most third basemen, does play that line. So I don't know. I mean, here's your angle right here. It's not that far foul. Again, all it has to do is go over the bag. What, 2.5, 3 feet?
27,231 on this Sunday. 2-7-2-3-1, making some noise. The Orioles came back from a 3-0 to tie it 3-3. Now trail by 1. 2-strike delivery on the way. Trumbo will swing at it, and Tepera gets the strikeout, and the strategy worked. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 are left on base. We go to the 9th inning. September 18 through the 20th. All games 7:05. Tuesday, September 19. All fans get the Orioles knit cap. Good seats still available. So bring some Oriole magic to the ballpark, and your Birds continue the fight for the postseason. Get your tickets at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Ninth inning, 4-3.
Yeah, so the Orioles bring their closer on. Zach getting loose in case they got the win. They try to keep the game where it is and then tie it or win it in the ninth. The numbers going down. Of course, injury early on, and then both to the oblique and then the forearm. Only the one home run. Matt Olson hit it out in Oakland. Did pitch Thursday night, came up, it gave up a leadoff double in a 0-0 ball game, but got out of trouble. So getting back on track as Darwin Barney will pinch hit.
Barney on for Montero. Montero had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. So Darren Barney has played in this series at second base. Will take the pitch from Britton, and that'll be in there for a strike. Barney is 1 for 5 off Zach. Pilar and then Goins due up. 4-3 ball game. Pitch on the way, grounded to third. Manny will get the hop and the out. One away in the ninth. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. He's vying for a big comeback here. These teams played they've played 3 one-run games. The Orioles won them all. They've all been extra inning games. The Orioles 3-0 in those. One down. Chopper. Baltimore chop again. Manny's going to have to rifle. He does, and gets the out as Pilar is retired.
Well, every night could be a highlight film defensively for Manny Machado. That's. And Pilar once again, I mean, they picked the wrong guy. Watch the transfer, and he jumps to get it a little bit quicker, and then boom. He can throw from almost any arm angle with tremendous velocity and accuracy. Right here over the top. Nice stretch by Chris Davis.
Right on the money. 2 down, 2 quick outs for Zach Britton. That'll bring Goins up.
Well, yeah, when you bring him in with trailing by a run with the Yankees coming to town, Buck Showalter is hoping, praying for a quick inning. Keep the pitch count down, and therefore certainly won't affect him tomorrow if he has to pitch.
Goins has had 2 doubles and 3 at bats. He scored what is the go-ahead run on the single by Saunders. Osuna, the closer, is ready for Toronto. O'Day worked a third of an inning, a hit and a strikeout. Blyer an inning and a third, a run on a hit. Brad Brock a very quick inning with 1 strikeout. Now Zach Britton, 5th reliever used. Blyer right now is the pitcher of record for the Orioles, and the starter Brett Anderson for Toronto. 2 down, nobody on. Swing and a miss. Goins over the top. 2-1. Zach with the 2-1 delivery to him, and that'll be fouled to keep the at-bat alive. We hope you'll join us. Labor Day ball game coming up tomorrow. 1st of 3 against the Yankees. Jordan Montgomery will be on the mound against Dylan Bundy. Coverage on MASN 1:30 O's Extra, presented by Southwest, followed by game coverage at 2 o'clock. All the access you need right here on MASN.
Yeah, Dylan Bundy coming off that 1 hitter. Montgomery. They brought him back up to try to keep his innings down. Also, of course, Jordan, a left-hander. Bundy, the righty.
Chopper, scope, flip, and gets the out. Good job by Britton. Took only 8 pitches, retires the side in order. Orioles need to come back in the bottom of the 9th. It's the Jays 4, the Orioles 3. Lon Masson brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. So here at Camden Yards, real good ball game. Haley will come on to do the catching as Montero was pinch hit for, and the closer's on to do the pitching.
Yeah, 35 saves, got the 35th one on Thursday night. So power guy, 95. He's got a cutter slider, up in the upper 80s. Doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. 1.11 walk per 9 innings, over 10.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. So low numbers. Now the one thing is he has blown. It hasn't blown 8 saves. Hasn't thrown a home run in 37 innings.
One of those blown saves came against the Orioles. He's 2 for 3 this year in saves. Has a 1-0 record. Game number 5 against the Orioles. He's given up a run on 3 hits in 4 1/3 innings. Wellington Castillo will lead it off for the Orioles in the bottom of the 9th. Castillo, Rickert, and Beckham. Pitch will be up high for a ball. Castillo's gone 1 for 3 off Osuna. He's had a big night, big day with a single and a home run, 2 for 3. And a real good year against the Blue Jays. Homers 3, RBIs 7. Didn't get a good cut on that one. 1-1.
No, perfect pitch down and away. I mean, the Orioles get a break there that he didn't put that ball in play. Not much. He's such a good high ball hitter. I would imagine you will see Luke Maile behind the plate. Montero called a pretty good game. He gave us a great target, but I would imagine that target's going to be right on the corner. Knee high, outside, keep it down somewhere in the zone.
Right there is where he wanted it. 1 and 2.
Because he has proved to the world, Wellington Castillo, that he can hit the high pitch. But he's also proved that he can go the other way. That's, the home run was pulled, the line drive to right on a ball up and away. So they'll try to stay out of those zones.
22-year-old from Mexico, Osuna, 1-2 delivery on the way, and will just miss outside. Tempera worked an inning, gave up a hit, had a strikeout and a walk. Bullpen was combined for a couple of innings. They got a good start from Brett Anderson, 3 runs, 7 hits over 6. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Delivery by Osuna is high in the air. Left field. It's got legs. Goodbye. Home run. Game tied. Blown save Osuna. Wellington Castillo with a dinger to tie it up at 4.
Well, there goes the 37 inning streak without a home run on a hanging cutter, slider, something. That's why the game's sometimes real difficult to pitch in, because you know where you want to throw it, you know where his strength is, and then you throw one right where he likes it, and the game's tied.
Well, Castillo, a 2-homer ball game, number 18. And this RBI will tie it up at 4. So many big hits for Wellington Castillo since the All-Star break, in particular for the Orioles.
Well, that's the amazing thing. Not only do you got to get the pitch to hit, you got to hit it.
And he did.
So Rickard, I think they're going to pitch it. Maybe Alvarez for him, or actually Seth Smith. They bring him back.
Pitch will be taken outside. Here's the dinger.
Yeah, take a look, and I think it's just a cut fastball right in the middle of the plate. Speeds the bat up, goes from 95, and all it has to do is stay fair.
1-0 count. One more to win it. Strike taken. Joey Rickert, base hit. 1 for 3. The Orioles have 3 home runs in the ball game, 2 by Castillo and 1 by Trumbo. And for Pardeep Kaur, our Maryland lottery contestant, $500 for each of them. That'll be foul back off the end of the bat. Count goes to 1 and 2.
Yeah, now you have a couple of options. You could pinch hit Alvarez. You could pinch hit Seth Smith, who was out on deck. I mean, if you win the game here in the 9th, do you care about your defense?
If you don't win the game in the 9th, you do. That's the decision Buck has to make. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Pitch on the way, and an off-speed delivery.
Yeah, not a very good one, but he swings through it because it changed change the eye level. A little bit of a hanging changeup at 82 versus 13 miles per hour slower than his fastball.
So the top of the order, Tim Beckham. Orioles would like to finish this thing off right here in the bottom of the 9th inning. One more run will get that done. One away. Beckham has a base hit. He's 1 for 4. Osuna. Beckham 1 for 1 off him, and he'll take it down the line in right field. It is curving. Gave it a ride, but well foul up into that second tier of seats down the right field line. So the Orioles have come back twice from a 3-0 deficit to tie it at 3, from a 4-3 deficit to tie it at 4. Oh, 1 count on Beckham. Manny Machado on deck. Osuna, the delivery on the 0-1. That'll be there for a strike.
Yeah, that's where I think he would have liked to have been able to put the pitch to Wellington Castillo. Couldn't throw the same pitch. This ball, if it's 2-seamer, it runs back. Great late life at 96. But you don't get a do-over.
And Heat that time, but well down and away. So the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes on Beckham. Beckham, of course, you get him on, you get all that speed on base for the potential tying run in the ball game. 1-2 delivery by Osuna. That'll go to second. Rain off with it, and there are 2 down. So you can turn on the music of I Need a Hero, and here comes Manny Machado. Two down, nobody on. Ball game tied at 4. Machado 2 for 6 off Osuna. Manny chant going, and he was going for the long ball. Strike 1.
Yeah, and in this ballpark, I mean, up and away, down and away works, but up and away, the ball can sail out of here very easy to the opposite field. And if you could see at 22, I mean, he's been their closer the last 3 years. He's got a big arm.
A 1 delivery on the way. Wellington Castillo tying it up with a home run here in the 9th. 2 in the ball game. Multi-homer games. He's had 2 of them this year. They both have been against Toronto. He's now got 5 multi-homer games in his career. 1-1 delivery on the way. Manny on a check swing. Did he go? No. 2 ball, 1 strike count.
Man, he's way over on that first base side, just trying to get a line to that outside corner and stay away from the power.
2-1 delivery on the way. Checked again.
Yeah, and nothing on the inside middle for he can drive something. The problem with Manny, he can any pitch you throw out and to any direction of the park.
Outfield as deep as you can get without having to buy a ticket. 3-1 delivery on the way. Machado takes it, and he's on with the walk. So the 2 who put away ball game, 13-inning ball game. Scope and Machado get another chance here as Jonathan came up in the 13th inning and drove in Manny from first base with a double to right center field. He has doubled in this ball game and scored 1 for 4. Lined out viciously to third base his last time up to Donaldson. 2 down, bottom of the 9th inning. Scope will foul it back.
Yeah, right here again. Manny gets on, and then he splits the gap, and all the way from first base. So the Blue Jays, they've seen this scenario. The script has already been written on Friday night.
0-1 to Jonathan, and a ground ball to the middle. Knocked down, play to first, and didn't get him. Infield hit. They'll take a look at that one.
I tell you, Ryan Goins, he could go get the ball in the infield. Well, what an acrobatic play this is. He turned a double play over his shoulder on a ball scope hit very hard back in the first. So they're looking into Marlo Hale, turning it around, saying. So again, this is what they'll look to see if there's any. And once again, I don't think you can change it.
Nope.
They may challenge it, but I don't think you can.
Timeout to Marlo Hale, the acting manager, with John Gibbons away.
Now, didn't they already challenge one?
Yes.
And they lost it.
Yes. So the
now you
umpires
can
have
ask
to agree to do this. Has to be an umpire's review. And they rarely say no.
Right. Obviously.
So they'll go to New York, take a look, but it sure looked like he was safe. The important thing being it moves the potential winning run down to second base. And it'll give Adam Jones a chance for a game winner.
Well, give you an idea of how hard it is to umpire. I mean, the play before that was challenged, the foot in the ball almost seemed like it got there at the same time. And again, and then to be able to change it, it has to be obviously the other way.
So over Jonathan, that'll be his second hit, double single in the ball game. Importance of this one being it's so productive, puts Manny Machado down there at second. New York taking a long time on this one. It's so important, obviously, the outcome of the game. Wellington Castillo, the home run here in the ninth, to tie the ball game up, and he's safe. Two on and two out. And that'll bring Adam Jones up. Adams got a 1 for 7 off Osuna. He's had a double. 1 for 4 in the ball game.
Yeah, so now they play a little different in the outfield. They don't play a couple of steps from the warning track. Sun Field at this time is right field. So Batista, the veteran. Well, balls out there hard to get a read on because of especially on a bright day like today. Very few clouds here at Camden Yards.
Adam has had a great homestand. Came in hitting .364 in the homestand with 3 RBIs. Fouls that one back. Manny Machado trying to get as big a lead at second base. That's the one that matters. The Orioles try and win it here in the bottom half of the 9th inning.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, it's base for inning 101. Don't get picked off. Get a good secondary lead. You're going on contact. It's 2 outs. You don't have to worry about the ball clearing the infield. Get doubled up. And again, to get a game-winning base hit, it doesn't have to be a rocket. A lot of balls have been caught today. They've been hit right on the nose. 2
down, so Manny will take off on anything in play, and that will be fouled away.
And then what happens in about, if this game goes extra innings, about another 15-20 minutes, shadows take effect. Right now, nothing really to deter other than Osuna's stuff.
Orioles have won 5 games this year where they have trailed going into the 9th inning. 5 and 62. Trying to make that number 6. Adam Jones, 0-2 count, 2 down. Machado, good lead at second. Bouncer, and bounced right up into Maley, the catcher. It hit out in front of home plate.
Yeah, came up at Tampa Bay. He can call a good game, and he can give a good target, and he can block the ball. That's textbook right there.
Adam Jones after the game-winning RBI. '22-year-old closer Osuna against the veteran Jones. Machado, big lead off second. 1-2 delivery. Adam, a roller, foul. Last at bat W's. Red Sox lead it. Angels, Seattle, and the Orioles and Toronto both with 16. Manny breaking on everything, every contact made by Adam. So far they've been fouled. Timeout asked for. Maley wants to go out to Osuna.
Yeah, the defense is such, you know, Smoke plays way off the line. They're just trying to cover all the gaps except down the lines. You know, Donaldson, who's been hovering the lines, this time he plays more percentage baseball. It's because Justin Smoke at first.
1-2. Osuna's delivery. Adam fights it off, hit him in the batter's box, foul ball.
Yeah, Osuna just moving it around that rectangular strike zone.
Minnesota's up on Kansas City by just 1. Their ball game midway through. One-two delivery again. Adam Jones up in the air, first base side in the sun. Smoke, and backing up, he will put it away for the out. How about that? 9th inning, 1 run, couple of hits picked up, and the Orioles will leave 2 on. That's the blow by Wellington Castillo that has tied it up, and we go to the 10th. 4-4. So we go to the 10th inning, and Zach Britton will stay on the mound for the Orioles. Came on and retired the side in order in just 8 pitches in the 9th inning. So Richard Urena, the second baseman, switch hitter, couple of walks, and he is grounded out. These two teams play their second extra inning ball game in this 4-game set. This will be the 4th extra inning game of the year. Between these two teams, the Orioles have won all 3, and all 3 were 1-run games. Castillo sending it with a home run. 2-0 count from Zach. And the pitch will be taken down low. For Zach Britton this season, his longest outing, couple of innings, Came against Toronto. That was in this series in the second game. So he's going to try and go 1+ here. Pitch is inside. A leadoff walk to a speedster. Steve Pearce will come on as the pinch hitter for Carrera, who never got an at bat in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, he's working on a 3 for 38, but you would never have known it. You could see 2 for 15 here. He was struggling coming into this series. Missed last night a leadoff double by about an inch down the left field line. But always dangerous.
Pearce 2 for 6 off Britton. Orioles back at double play depth. Zach's delivery is taken for a strike. Donaldson, then Smoke in the lineup. And Ramirez, he's been up a couple of times. Barnes, the veteran, joining him in the pen.
Yeah, so you don't think you even think about bunting here, because if you did, you'd walk Donaldson if you did get him over. Plus, I don't know if Steve Pearce can do everything else, but I'm not sure he can really sacrifice off 95, 97.
A 1 delivery on the way. That's going to miss outside. A ball and a strike. 97 miles an hour on that one. These two teams have played a heck of a 4-game set. Toronto winning 2 of the first 3. See the extra inning numbers. Orioles, that's extra innings have been a good friend of theirs this year with that 11-2 record they have put up. Both these teams in 1-run ball games about the same. 21-20 Toronto, 18-15 for the Orioles. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Crowd of 27,000 getting a little free baseball during a Sunday afternoon. Bullpens loaded with people. Yacobonis, who picked up his first win here in this series in the major leagues, getting ready to throw. Here's Britton's 2-1 delivery on the way. Taylor made. Double play.
Oh, that's why Zach Britton, ground ball specialist. You got a guy with power. Yeah, he's been slumping. Appears now 3 for 39, but it is tailor made. It's a done deal when you get it to scope with his arm. Perfect throw. So fastball count. He's looking for it, gets it, but the sinker gets 2.
Beckham to Scope to Davis, and there are 2 away. Takes that leadoff walk off the base paths. Great Keystone combination right there. Josh Donaldson, a home run, big blow, 3rd inning, 3 RBIs off it, number 25. He's had 2 home runs in the series. He's also drawn a walk, has struck out a couple of times. Donaldson with a 2 for 9, including a home run off Britton. 2 down, nobody on. Pitch will be taken up and away.
Yeah, that would have been his last. It was Zach's first year as a closer, and Donaldson's last year in Oakland, probably 2000 all the way back to 2014 when he hit that home run. But as we know, certainly doesn't matter what year it is, capable of going deep.
1-0's outside. Here's the one he got today in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, walk and base hit, and then just smokes one to right center field, and it gets up there in the bleachers. And the 3-run home run last night off Richard Rodriguez was to left field.
Got a 2-0 count. Britton's delivery to him. Base hit into left field. So 2nd hit of the ball game for Donaldson. A single. So that'll put a runner on here in the 10th, and it will get another power hit of the plate in Justin Smoke. Smoke has drawn a walk his first time up since 0 for 3. Hit into a line drive double play in the 5th inning. Line one Chris Davis. Orioles have out hit Toronto 12-5 in this ball game, but it is tied at 4-4, 12-6 now. The Orioles 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position in this game.
So 1 for 27 in September.
Still got a chance to win it.
Oh yeah.
And the pitch is taken for a strike.
Well, that's why, I mean, the Red Sox, they're in their 4th game playing tonight against the Yankees. They're 1 for 15 against the Yanks, so they have a chance to split that series.
0-1 the count.
And again,
Smoke switch hitter.
Yeah, the big average hitting this side, just like Morales.
Takes the pitch. It'll be down low. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Justin Smoke. Bautista, if it keeps going, due up next. 3 pitchers out of the pen have been used by Toronto. 5 by the Orioles. Runner off first base, 2 down, 1-1. Smoke way outside, 2-1. Davis will hold Donaldson at first base. 2-1 delivery on the way. Inside out, down the line. It is curving, and it is a foul ball. Right into the corner.
Yeah, you could see Donaldson still limping. You know, he missed 34, 35 games with a calf problem. But on that ball, if it fell fair, he would have been able to score.
Fans wanting a strikeout. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Sack to throw his 24th pitch today. Threw 27 last outing against Toronto. The high for him. Fouled off into the seats.
Well, every once in a while, you know, he's primarily a sinker ball pitcher, but he hasn't thrown a changeup in years, but he does throw that breaking ball, and I just don't think he would trust it. Kind of get away to your secondary pitches in a tie ball game.
Power hitter up there.
Yeah. But you never know. Of course, Smoke doesn't know, but he's hitting off 95, 96, hoping it stays up.
2-2 delivery on the way to him, and that will be taken down low. So Smoke works the count 3-2. Advantage Donaldson will be able to go here on the pitch. McShowalter indicating Chris Davis stay in the bag. Don't give Donaldson any extra lead. So Davis stays and holds the runner. 3-2. Runner takes off. Full count delivery is going to be put up in the air, right center field. And that will do it. Rickert comes on to put it away. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. Bottom of the 10th. Mancini, Davis, and Trumbo. up nothing pitcher.
Yeah. What's amazing, he started at Double-A, didn't give up any runs, went to Triple-A, didn't give up any runs, and in 2 innings in his major league debut, he came in the 13-inning 1-0 Oriole victory on Friday night. Fastball slider, 92, 93, big guy, throws downhill, converted infielder. So again, he just throws a lot of strikes, and I think it must be hard to pick up on because 92 and 93 is kind of around them, especially probably underneath the bullpen average velocity, but they couldn't pick the ball up, and he pitched very well.
So Ramirez, who became a pitcher in 2014, made his major league debut last night with the 2 scoreless innings. We'll go to work here in the 10th inning. Trey Mancini, RBI, sac fly, and a double. Steve Pearce stays in the ball game playing in left field. And Ramirez begins his outing with a pitch outside for a ball. Interesting story in a paper called The Athlete that covers Toronto about Ramirez, who when he was asked to go from a position to a pitcher said no. That was it. No. The Athletic.com story credits the work of Dane Johnson as maneuvering him to the mindset of where you're not going to make it as a position player, so why don't you try it as a pitcher. And Bob Stanley, pitching coach in the minors, former major league pitcher, who said, I'll show you how to throw a slider. And he came up with a pitch that they're calling a slider, but even Stanley, his coach, said it doesn't look like any other slider. It comes in and just misses bats. Says that's the only way I can describe it. Said it gets on top of you and then it's not there.
Yeah. Well, that's what we saw the other night.
Yeah. 1-2 delivery on the way off the end of the bat. Pilar in center with the sun puts it away.
And there it was. And now, of course, sun to the shadows. The shadows just creeping over home plate.
Ramirez, the 26-year-old converted.
He was an outfielder. Yeah, he was an outfielder and big guy.
6'5". Dane Johnson said, I'm going to show you your slash line in the minors as a hitter. 225, 292, 247. Low minors. I want you to think about that.
Well, now they can think about it together because Dane Johnson's the bullpen.
Yeah.
Because he's a former pitcher. Actually, when the Orioles trained in Miami, we were talking kind of the ballpark. It was the old Bobby Maduro Stadium downtown Miami, but the Orioles minor leaguers are up at where the Dolphins trained, Biscayne College, and that's where Dane Johnson went to school.
Yep. Well, he's proud of the work he's done on this guy, and Ramirez has been more than thankful publicly for Johnson's work. 2-0 delivery on the way. Good pitch down and in. Chris Davis. A couple of strikeouts, intentional pass, and a fly ball out today.
Yeah, again, it just anticipated it's going to be a strike, and maybe up until a couple of games ago really looked like he kind of settled down, letting the ball travel a little bit, hitting the ball left center field. And I'm not saying it's easy to hit because you can see how the shadows can, on a bright day, take effect.
2-1 delivery, got one up, chopped down on it.
But even there, I mean, that's a that's a pretty hittable slider. But again, because of the deception factor and the shadows and all that, it's probably tough to hit. And you saw it's just a little rolling foul ball. There were a lot more. I mean, there were a lot more sliders in the middle of the plate that get either popped up, taken, or whatever than in my era, because guys used to live for that. And I don't know. I have no idea why the reason of that is.
Davis, he's got a base hit, maybe two. Bautista's got to chase it down in the corner. Chris goes into second base, standing up, and again the Orioles get a potential winning run into scoring position.
Yeah, so DeMar Hale, who's doing the managing for John Gibbons, he gets another decision. Who do you want to pitch to? There's a little cutter. Now watch this. This one's down and in, and even though they're on the line, and even though Urena's over, he just can't get it. Yeah, Bautista's not playing quite as much as the infield pull, so it gets down in the corner. And right there, you know, you see Chris put his head down and go. You can see Batista out of the right-hand side of the television monitor that he, you know, no way he's going to keep him from getting to second base.
Pete Walker, the pitching coach, comes out. You've got Trumbo, who's already had a homer and a single, 2 for 4. Then you got Castillo, who's had 2 home runs and a single.
And Castillo hitting .328 with runners in scoring position. And so who do you want to pitch to and how? Because you have a rookie. Do you want to pitch to him?
So the Orioles looking for the walk-off.
Yeah, the Orioles with what, 3 walk-offs now. April, May, and then the other night trying to do it again.
3 against Toronto. 3 walk-off hits. 1 down. Runner at second base. 10th inning. Trumbo on that breaking ball down and away at 84. Trumbo with a home run. His 21st came in the 4th inning. Picked up a single in the 7th. 2 for 4. He's got a 5-game hit streak. 9 game-winning RBIs this season. Potential number 10 at second base. The 0-1 delivery on the way. Popped him up. That'll be back and out of play.
Yeah, there's another one up in the zone. But again, you know, maybe what they say is true. I just don't. I don't think over the course of your career you're going to get away with a lot of those pitches. Maybe this afternoon because of the shadows, but kind of hittable and he misses it.
Davis keeping an eye on the second baseman. Arena's moving in on him just to try and cut the lead down a little bit, but at the same time not give that room at second to Trumbo. 2-0-2 delivery on the way, and he gets him on a K. 2 down.
Yeah, another slider and a good one. Obviously tough to pick up.
So 2 away and 1 hit away from a win, and is Castillo. Orioles 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Castillo, the home run number 17 in the 3rd, a single in the 7th, home run number 18 in the 9th to tie it up and send it into extra innings. Now let's see if he also gets the game winner. 2 down, runner off second base. Pitch on the way, and that's going to be taken for a ball.
Yeah, Batista very, very shallow in right field. Let's see if that comes into play.
1-0 count from Ramirez. Right-hander's pitch will be outside. Falls behind here 2-0. Got first base open. You got.
Yeah, and that's the way you pitch, Gary. I'm sure that you'll get that direction from Luke Maile, but hey, you don't have to throw him a strike. You do have the base open, and so it's either going to be what you want to throw and try to make a perfect pitch and hope that you get a good result, or you can't give in to him.
Carlos Ramirez, the 2-0 pitch, not throwing anything close, and it'll go to 3-0.
That was about 3 feet from the target.
Davis remains out at second base. Orioles had a chance to put it away in the 9th after the tie home run by Castillo. They had a walk and a single with 2 down. Machado and Scope couldn't get a run in.
Well, let's see if Wellington looks for a slider here.
3-0 delivery on the way, and it's a strike in the inside corner. Here's the 3-1 delivery on the way, and Castillo will take that for a strike. 3-2, didn't give in, down and moving. So the 3-2. 2 away. Davis will try and extend the lead here. Take off on any contact. Pilar's very deep in center. Bautista in the power alley and right. 3-2 pitch. Foul back.
Yeah, another great slider. No hanger there.
Again, the 3-2 delivery on the way. Castillo puts one up in the air. Pilar going back near the warning track and will make the catch. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left on. We go to inning number 11 for apiece. Games, and this one's not done. 11th inning at 4-4.
Well, Jimmy Yacobonis got his first major league win in that 1-0 ball game. Came in and able to do a job. So those are the major league numbers. Down at AAA Norfolk had a pretty good year. 61 and a third innings, only 30 hits, 28 walks, and that's, again, if you look at his numbers here, 7 walks in 7 innings. So we'll see if that comes to a factor. Power arm, fastball, much better. Working on the breaking ball all year long. So again, 48 strikeouts in those 61 and a third innings down to AAA Norfolk.
Yacobonis on for Britton, who worked 2 innings, 1 hit and 1 walk. Bautista will lead it off. Bautista, Morales, and Maley, the catcher, due up. First pitch will be way outside for a ball. Way up high. Bautista taking on it. Count goes to 2-0.
Yeah, see, the problem for a young pitcher, especially one that has a little bit of a control problems, even at AAA, is that you have a scouting report and you say, oh, well, get him out with breaking balls. Ball 1. Oh, now he's looking for a fastball. Got to overthrow it. And that's where the difficulty comes for some young pitchers. They just don't have the command yet. It's not about the arm. You can throw it 95, 96, 97, but you come up here and these guys are really good that you're trying to get out, and I think sometimes instead of doing what you do best, you try to pitch to the scouting reports and you end up walking people and get yourself in trouble. It's just the nature of the game.
Bautista took the last one, so he's probably going to take this one, and they weren't even close. So Yacobonis walks the first batter faced, and that'll put Bautista on here in the 11th inning.
Yeah, I went home last night, and after the Orioles lose 7-2, watching a little bit of the Angel games, they brought in they were playing the Rangers. They brought in Jose Leclerc with a 1-run lead. He walked 3 guys in a row, and the Angels came back, scored 5 runs in the last 2 innings against the bullpen. And Leclerc has a similar arm. Throws 95, 96, trying to pitch to the scouting report. Hard to do until you get the experience.
Manny Machado came over to try and settle him down, just to shake the nerves a little bit. Shift is on. Double play depth. Morales an 0 for 4. 4 for 18 in the series, and Morales will take the pitch for a strike. Givens, Blyer, O'Day, Brock, Britton, and now Yacobonis out of the bullpen for the Orioles. Schoop at double play depth with a runner on at first base, Bautista. 2 slow runners here, 1 on, 1 at the plate. 0-1 pitch on the way to him. Morales will take it inside for a ball.
And it isn't that the breaking ball is not a good one yet. It's just the command of it. That's a sharp breaking ball right there. It's just, that he's looking fastball, because I'm sure the scouting report says this guy's got a big arm and can be wild and favors the fastball over the breaking ball. Doesn't get it over.
1-1 delivery on the way. Morales down to first. Davis, what a pick. There's one relay. Yacobonis covers, and they get the double play.
But what he does have is the ability to make the ball move a little bit. And of course, Chris Davis right here, he can flag it down. That is not an easy play. Now, it becomes easy once he catches it, because Morales can't run. And Yacobonis, but right here, tough play. And you can see right there, Bautista kind of doesn't know what to do. And then your pitcher's fielding the PFPs you work on all spring training. You get another out at first.
So 2 down, nobody on here in the 11th. Manny Machado taking the pivot at second base, as he's done so often when he played shortstop. And the pitch taken down low for a ball. Here is Luke Maile. Hart in the bullpen. Donnie Hart for the Orioles. Maile's getting his first at bat, coming on to do the catching after some pinch hitting earlier in the ball game. 1-0 delivery on the way. That'll be there for a strike. Only 5 left on by Toronto, and only a couple in scoring position. The Orioles have left 10 on base in the ball game, with the chances, many more chances that they've had. 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position. Yacobonis got it. Good inning. A little help from his D, gets it done. He faces only 3 despite a leadoff walk. We go to the bottom of the 11th. Inning ball game that ended up being 1-0 with the Orioles coming away with a win. Now we're moving along in this one with DeMarlo Hale, the acting manager, with John Gibbons away for personal business, having to do a lot of managing in the couple of ball games that he's managed. He got the 7-2 win in the ball game last night. Here's Joey Rickard. Rickard has had a base hit, 1 for 4. Carlos Ramirez will stay on here in the 11th. He worked, giving up a double in the 10th. And the pitch will be taken outside for a ball.
And they take the bunt away. Donaldson playing even with the bag. And once again, kind of close enough where a ball, unless it goes right over the bag and is smoked, is not going to be extra bases.
Big cut by Joey Rickard, not connecting on that one. Cleveland has extended their win streak to 11 games today. The hottest team in baseball beat the Tigers by a score of 11-1. They've got an 8-game lead over the Twins. So the Twins, like the Orioles, it's all about the wild card now. Ball up in the air, left center. Pilar coming and puts it away. One away in the 11th inning. Tim Beckham in the leadoff spot, base hit in the 3rd inning. 1 for 5. He's had 5 hits in 20 at bats. These 4-game series that go into extra innings, you pile up a lot of at bats, and that's what's happened to both of these ball clubs. For the guys who are in for the distance. Ramirez delivery on the way, and Beckham will take the slider for a ball.
Well, he was out hitting early, and again, got off to that fabulous start, doubles and triples and home runs. Orioles could certainly use an extra base hit here.
1-0 delivery by Ramirez, and that one's going to miss. Tim has now had 1 hit in his last 14 at bats. That's why the extra BP was taken.
Well, when you're as hot as he was, everybody pays attention. So they try to pitch him a little differently, try to crowd him.
The other way foul.
And then when you get the good pitch, you don't really pick it up. And that's 92, kind of in the middle of the plate. But, again, Ramirez has got to have a lot of deception. I mean, all arms and legs. He reminds me of a little bit of Pineda for the Yankees, except maybe doesn't throw quite as hard.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Ramirez delivers to him. Beckham goes after it, and there's that pitch.
Yeah.
2-2.
So you get 1 pitch to hit, you miss it, and then he goes back to that pitch.
Two ball, 2 strike count. Two delivery on the way, and that one golfed in the air to right. Bautista's over, and he's got it. A couple of fly ball outs here in the 11th inning.
Yeah, the quality of Carlos Ramirez's pitches are just amazing. With the exception of the double to Davis, he got down to the power part of the zone, but it's hard to do anything. Where you saw right there, check swing, and then Bautista makes a nice play because he shifted over.
Two down, nobody on. Manny Machado. Manny drew a walk in the 9th inning. Orioles left 2 on. He was one of them. Base hit way back in the 1st inning. Bunt single. He had in the ball game 1 for 4 with 5 plate appearances. Donaldson guarding the line way over at 3rd, and the pitch will be taken outside. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Phillies and Miami, they finished up their extra inning ball game. Phillies beating the Marlins 3-1. They went 12 in that one in Miami. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Down to 1 knee. That's when you know he's swung about as hard as he can. 1-2.
That gets a fastball to hit, but there's the big swing. And Yeah, the art of hitting a walk-off home run is to hit it but not try to hit it.
1-2 delivery on the way, and that will be way outside.
Because when you go up to hitters and you say, okay, I mean to veterans, you go, I mean guys that maybe hit 35, 38 home runs. Have you ever hit a home run when you try? And they go, no, but I've given up hundreds or 500 or 1,000 at bats trying to do it. I think the key to these guys with the ball the way it is now, just drive it somewhere. I'm sure that's what he's trying to do.
2-2 delivery on the way, and there it is again. So Ramirez continues all but untouchable. He retires the side in order. We'll go to the 12th. Bottom of the order go up for Toronto. For the Blue Jays, we roll on here on this holiday Sunday night. Both managers with those expanded rosters. Got to really look ahead of time, and you got to rely on your coaches to help out with so many bodies available to use. Sometimes that's more difficult managing, and the chance for mistakes more likely than it is when you just have your 25. Yacabonis will stay on. He worked the 11th inning and faced only 3 batters despite the leadoff walk. Kevin Pillar will come to the plate. Pillar with an 0 for 4. Fine play made on him by Manny Machado his last time up to throw him out. Pitch on the way to him will be taken for a strike from Yacabonis. Manny Machado in a bit and over towards the line at third. That'll be fouled off. Pillar got one that was riding in on him.
Yeah, you can see how good the movement on the fastball is.
Long time ago, there were 2 starters in this game. Chris Tillman, 3 runs, 3 hits, 4+. Brett Anderson, 3 runs, 7 hits, 6 innings, and both non-decisioned a long time ago. 0-2 count. Cabonis' delivery is hit in the air to right. It'll be just shy of the warning track and hauled in by Joey Rickert. So Pillar retired and 0 for 5 in the ball game for the power hitter. That'll bring Goins up to the plate. He has had a couple of doubles, a run scored, 2 for 4 in the ball game.
Yeah, one of those was the infield ball that he hit the chopper to the left side. Manny Machado off his glove rolled into left field. And the other one was a rocket hanging slider off the right center field wall. Of course, he would score the 4th run for him. That infield variety double.
Saunders drove him in, and it looked like that might be enough, but it wasn't. Now Manny's even with the bag at third base. Goins with good speed. Urena, the number 9 hitter, waiting on deck. 1-0 pitch by Yacabonis will be on the outside corner for a strike. Sun all but gone from the field now. Not really impacting anywhere. Yacobonis with a 1-1. It's going to be up and away.
Yeah, just about batting practice time on a night game.
Yep.
Yeah, every once in a while the lights are on. So.
Yanoa, who just joined the ball club today up in the bullpen. Donnie Hart's been up before once today. Two ball, one strike delivery. Kicks that one the other way, foul. That'll even the count up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yankees in tomorrow, Labor Day game. Start time is 2 o'clock. Gates will open at noon. Dylan Bundy, Jordan Montgomery on Masson. 1:30 O's extra. 2 o'clock for the game. Assuming we're done. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Got him up. Foul tipped.
But into the
Held
glove.
on
Yep.
to. He dropped it trying to get it to the bare hands. The home plate umpire says nope, he had it long enough.
Yeah, again 96 with tremendous life. Yeah, see right the transfer. Goimson, yeah, don't I get another chance? Oh, right on the webbing. There you go. And you can see the umpire, home plate umpire Tony Randazzo, looking over Wellington Castillo's shoulder to make sure he maintained control, and he did.
2 down. Urena up. Couple of walks, grounded out, and another walk. He's been patient at the plate. That time he wanted a heater, got one, and couldn't connect.
Yes, one when it was in the glove, and Yacobonis, 13th round pick. Dean Albany, longtime Orioles scout, lives here in Baltimore, signed him, and then he worked his way through the minor leagues. 215 strikeouts and 210 innings coming into this year.
Pitch taken away, evens it up. Urena, the 21-year-old, getting the start at second base. Ball game today. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. On the 1-1 ground ball towards Scope. Jonathan's got it. Yacobonis, another good job. Retires the side in order. Orioles coming up. Scope, Jones, Mancini. You'd have a 13-inning ball game. Never were more bodies needed. Well, coming into play again. Bottom of the 12th, 4-4.
Well, they still have 5 guys left in their bullpen. Now make it 4 as Danny Barnes comes in. We've seen him twice in this series. Fastball, changeup, every once in a while a slider type of pitcher. Again, fly ball pitcher early on, really pitched well. Like a lot of guys, you get 12 earned runs in the last 18 2/3 innings. And again, early on, We only gave up 10 runs in 39 appearances. So again, you pitch a lot of innings. Not a powerful guy. 91 to 93. Real good changeup and a strike thrower. See if the Orioles can get something going here.
Jonathan Schoop will be leading it off in the bottom half of the 12th inning. He had a base hit in the 9th, was stranded, double in the 6th, scored on the sac fly by Trey Mancini. And Jonathan will take the pitch up. So he has had a couple of hits and 5 at bats in the ball game. Jonathan now has a 7-game hit streak. He's 1 for 4 off Barnes. Throttled back nicely on that one. 1-1. Off speed delivery that was in the strike zone. One delivery on the way. Fouled off the mask. Jonathan has played a lot this year. He is tied for 2nd coming into the day in games played. Jonathan doesn't miss many. Schoop doesn't get days off. This is game number 135. Nobody's gone all of them this year. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Schoop will put that one down the line. That's going to fall in. He's on his way to second base. Throw. Pierce not in time. A leadoff double.
Well, there's the changeup. I keep saying as long as he plays, turned himself into a pretty good breaking ball hitter, and he finally gets a changeup, and it's a screwball, so it comes down and in, and he just golfs it. So again, what's your approach? Let the pitch speed up the bat. Stay up the middle. If it's something off speed, speeds it up a little, ball, hooks it down in the corner. Pierce coming off all kinds of arm surgeries. He doesn't throw well. Easy double.
So another chance for the Orioles to put it away. 48 multi-hit games. His 7th 3-hit ball game. Schoop. Adam Jones in at third base. Donaldson even with the bag. Nobody out. Adam over the top. The off-speed delivery for a strike. Adams' double came in the 2nd inning, 1 for 5.
Going to see how they play this. Obviously, you hit a ball to the right side, get the runner to third, maybe get him in. They'll probably walk Mancini. So I don't know if he'll take that approach. And of course, the changeup, they don't want him to Schoop to get to third base with less than 2 outs.
Fouled off down the right side, out of play. Adam behind on the count to Barnes. 0-2. He's faced Barnes only once and has gone 0 for 1 against him. So the Orioles trying for that one big hit that has eluded them so often here in this ball game today.
Well, they're just trying to get a runner, a hit with a runner in scoring position.
0 for 14. 0-2 pitch on the way. Adam, kind words to his bat, is a strikeout victim.
Boy, I still think you decide who you want to pitch to right here. He just goes right up the ladder and can't catch up. Something about Luke Maile, even Miguel Montero, they really do give you good targets. And how you present the target, big part of pitching.
Trey Mancini. Jonathan Schoop, potential winning run at second base, now 1 down. Mancini a chopper, runner's got to stay. Goins. Mancini charging down the line is out number 2. That will bring up Chris Davis.
And they just walked him. The intentional walk.
Davis will get the intentional pass again, 2nd time in the ball game. His run, of course, it doesn't matter. It does create a potential force out, and it will give Trumbo another shot. Home run, 4th inning, single in the 7th. Last 2 times up he has struck out, including the 10th inning with the runner on at second base and 1 down. Orioles trying to put it away here in the bottom half of inning number 12. Runners off first and second base. Pitch way up and in. Trumbo's 1 for 2 off Barnes.
Well, the great thing about hitting early in the count, especially if you're a veteran hitter, you can look for something. You know, they don't call you out on strike 1 and 2. And see nice extra inning numbers. Well over 500.
1-0 pitch on the way. That's to left field. That's headed to the corner. And the Orioles win it. Off the wall. A game-winning RBI for Mark Trumbo. Jonathan Schoop scores the run, and the Orioles win it 5-4 to split the 4-game series.
A couple of hanging changeups. Double by Schoop, changeup down the line. Yacobonis, he wins his 2nd game in a couple of days as he does a nice job. What a win for the Orioles.
That game winner came after the Orioles had gone 0 for 16 with runners in scoring position. The previous high was 0 for 11 this year. Doesn't matter anymore on this swing.
Yeah, there's the changeup. Talked about veterans sometimes will look for pitches. The aborted leap and dive by Steve Pearce. And when it lands, the Orioles walk it off.
So the Orioles picking up the win. They are now 19 and 15 in 1-run games and 12 and 2 in extra inning ball games, leading the major leagues in that category. They go 11 and 5 against Toronto on the year with 3 games left against them in Toronto. And they give themselves a chance to gain some ground for the wild card spot with a 5-4 win. 5-15-0 for the Orioles, 4-6-0 for the Jays. Yacobonis 2-0, and Barnes will take the loss. Well, it was a great series here as Toronto proving tough to beat, and this is an important, they're all important now, but a big win for the Orioles.
Well, yeah, 27 games, you need to win them all if you can. I know that's not going to happen, but you got to start somewhere.
Mark Trumbo, congratulations on a game-winning RBI.
Thanks.
Mark, you had a chance to see Barnes a bit before, but not a lot. What were you thinking about on the at-bat?
I was trying to get something to work with, preferably early in the count. Got a changeup right there. I saw a few the other day, so I had a decent gauge on it, but you still got to hit it.
What, do you look for it, though? I mean, you got an option.
I was trying to hit, if anything was close, it wasn't going to be too selective because you can't really be. You can't hunt your perfect pitch. I mean, something's over the plate, do what you can with it.
Mark, this has been a tough series, wasn't it? I mean, these were 4 hard games.
We had to fight like heck to get them. We'll take it, though. We would have liked to do it earlier. I would have liked to do it earlier. Had some opportunities, but credit to them. They got some nice pitching. Some of the young guys that came in, real nice stuff. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, how about the Ramirez guy, with a mysterious slider or whatever they call it?
Yeah, the thing, right?
The thing.
It's good. There's no doubt. It's tough, too. I mean, we were a little bit unfamiliar, but credit to him. Real nice stuff.
Well, yesterday, the Orioles lose 7-2, but you get an RBI base hit up the middle. Kind of went down and got a pitch. You backspin a home run 433 feet today. I said yesterday, what we need from you is one of those 8 home run and 25 RBI months. Are we getting close to that?
Okay.
We pause now for a bite of pie. Oh, my Lord. If you get the game winner, you get extra. Schoop and Adam Jones coming out. And that's the end of it.
But there we go. Well, I can answer that.
Could you answer?
He's certainly capable of hitting 8 home runs and 25 RBIs. Apparently didn't like the flavor.
I like announcers who ask and answer the questions. That's a very good thing. All right, great win for the Orioles. Outstanding effort. Good work out of the bullpen again today, and the Orioles come away with a victory 5-4. And now the Yankees come to town for the 3-game set tomorrow. Don't forget the start times at 2. Jordan Montgomery, Dylan Bundy. And we will be on. It'll be 1:30 O's Extra presented by Southwest. Our game coverage will be at 2. This has been a Masson presentation. For Jim Palmer, all of our crew, for those who make the pies and those who throw them, We hope you will enjoy your holiday Sunday night. The Orioles come away with a 5-4 win. Tom and Rick are coming up right now to take a look back. That's the game winner. Adieu, adieu.